This winter, prepare to be amazed as Elisa's Dance Academy and the Westlake Symphonic Orchestra come together to perform a variety of holiday favorites. Join us December 6th, 7th, and 8th as the Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew and Lexus of Austin present the Nutcracker Spectacular. Tickets are on sale now. Get them online at whstec.com or by phone at 474-5664.
We welcome you to live coverage of Westlake football, live at Chaparral Stadium. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell as we bring you the final segment here of the Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue Tailgate Show. Again, Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Joining us now is Abe Garcia. And Abe, one thing that I know that is going to be one of the factors tonight is the quick offensive line of Anderson and the very quick defensive line for the Westlake Chaparrals. That's Abe Garcia down on the sidelines. Apologize, a little technical difficulty there, but we will be hearing from Abe Garcia for the bulk of the evening. And we, with that, have the coin toss. And we welcome you again. My name is Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Abe Garcia down on the sidelines as we welcome you to our live coverage of Westlake and Anderson, a 15-5A matchup. As we welcome you. It is another home game for the Westlake Chaparrals, one of two more. And right now they are in the home reds with the blue jersey, with the red jerseys, the blue numerals. And when we take a quick 60-second timeout, for the national anthem, we'll come back and bring you the starting lineups. On the coin toss, Westlake has won. They will receive the opening kickoff, and we'll bring you the starting lineups on the offense and impact players coming up right after this 60-second timeout. This is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45-STEAK for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
Coverage of Westlake football. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell as we conclude the radio portion of our pregame show, the Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue Tailgate, presented by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, 4 locations around the greater Austin area. As we take a look at the impact players tonight for the Westlake Chaparrals. The impact players tonight, of course, when you look across the line of scrimmage, you talk about Jordan Sievert under center, Brandon Box the receiving end, but the move of the week, I would say, or at least the last couple of weeks on defense, is moving the inside linebacker Jacob Mansour, the senior that played pretty much every down next to Lance Duran last season. Moving him to nose tackle proves to be, John, one of the better moves this defense has seen this year.
Yeah, on the defensive line, especially for Westlake and Coach Allman and what he wants to do with his defense, to have that kind of speed and to have a guy like Jason Mansour in the middle at nose tackle to be able to rush the quarterback and really use his athleticism to read the play and stop the run, it really has been a terrific asset for the Westlake defense and should continue to be as we head on into this season.
And we will have the opportunity to bring you the opening kickoff, and the kickoff presented by Texas Honey Ham. The Texas Honey Ham Company serving the Westlake area just behind the Wells Fargo at the corner of West Bank and Bee Caves Road. Whether it's early or late, breakfast is always on at the Texas Honey Ham Company, or make sure you reserve your holiday hams today. And for the Chaparrals, back deep to receive, we'll see Ben Slaughter, but it'll be a short kickoff here, as getting it off the tee is Fred Bells. Bells with a short kickoff, fielding it and making his way across the 30 to the 35-yard line as they move right to left is Canyon Mansky. He was one of the upbacks. And we take a look at the offensive line. The tackles, Judge Finley and Taylor Works, are Will Copa. The guards are Liam Hanna and Taylor Works. And the center, the junior, 2-year starter, is Bobby Dwyer. We take a look at the receivers and the backs. The tight end is Zach Dansby. The receivers, Patrick Elliott, Harrison Lyons, and Brandon Box, along with John Rhodes. And in the backfield, of course, quarterback Jordan Sievert. Behind him, Chris Cantor and Ben Slaughter. And, of course, we'll see a myriad of other backs making their way into the ball game. We'll see Elliot Condos. We'll see Alex Chavez and a host, and including our Chap of the Week, Keith Carter. And getting the handoff here, coming out of the slot, is Ben Slaughter. Slaughter on 1st down and 10 from the 38-yard line. Good field possession here for the Westlake Chaparrals as they move right to left on your radio dial and right to left on your Shap app. We invite you to download the Shap app and listen live on any Apple device as we join you live here from Chaparral Stadium. The opening possession here for the Westlake Chaparrals will give you the Anderson Trojan defense here in just a moment. A pistol look, Jordan Sievert under center, 2 wide receivers here to the near side right, and now just a nice little play action and a fired pass here to the near side at the 40-yard line in Anderson Trojan territory intended for Brandon Box, and that time Brandon got hit right in the 5 in the middle of his jersey and dropped the football incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 4, the ball resting at the Chaparral 43-yard line right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, you don't see Brandon Box drop a lot of balls like that. Right in his hands, just a post route over the middle and a good throw by Jordan Sievert. A little behind Brandon Box, but it was right on his hands. And Brandon Box is going to be kicking himself after that one.
3 wide receivers here to the near side left, 1 to the far side right, looking left now, stepping up and going down to the backfield. Nice sack there for the Trojan defense, and getting in there first is not only the starting defensive end, is the starting tight end, Xavier Garcia. As we take a look at the 4-3 defense, it's Xavier Garcia with his 2nd sack, his 2nd full sack of the season on Jordan Sievert. Will Griffin is the other defensive end. The tackles are Christian Mendiola and Jean-Luc Bird. The linebackers, Connor Gabriel, Aaron Marshall in the middle, along with Corby Haffernick. The corners are Sterling Kersey and Chris Collins, the 5'8", 145-pound senior, and the safeties are Gavin Graham and Daryl Bunton. So it will be the Trojan defense sending the offense for the Westlake Chaparrals back to the sidelines as they get a 3 and out. So a nice opening possession there for the defense as Michael Barden punts it away and punts it out of the back of the end zone for the touchbacks. So the Trojans will start on offense as well, but we'll take a look at the Chaparral defense first as we bring you those starting lineups, and they are presented by TicketCity.com. Anthony Patino along with Luke Womack are the ends on this 3-4 defense. Jacob Mansour, as we mentioned, the nose tackle. And looking at the outside linebackers, Karsten Hood along with senior Noah Thompson. The inside linebackers, the sophomores, Breckenhager and Hudson Hall. The corners are Bennett Huddleston and Carson Spencer. And in the middle, John Dodd and Jack Meredith. Your Anderson Trojan offense will get you that. They are led by Easton Johnson, the 5'9", 140-pound senior, completing 52% of his passes for 452 yards. And the handoff right up the middle to Daryl Bunton. Bunton gets the call on 1st down as the Chaparrals stop him right at the 21-yard line. And we took a look at the offensive line. Marquise Moses and Jacob Valadez are the tackles. The guards are Rahab and Jacob Valadez. The center is James Dixon. The receivers, Blake Allen and Xavier Garcia. Inside receivers are Chris Collins and Sterling Kersey when they go into the spread formation. And of course, the 5'7", 180-pound senior Daryl Bunton, 65 carries, 390 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns coming into this ball game. Now a back on either side of Easton Johnson. Johnson hands off in the middle, and this time it goes to Chris Ortiz. Ortiz, the other mix it up back, but he's dropped there for a 1-yard loss. In fact, it's a 2-yard loss back to the 19-yard line, so good stiff defense up front for the Chaparrals.
You know, we've been watching Anderson football for so long, of course you longer than most, and we're so used to the wing T offense. Well, Coach Shaw comes in this year, going to be running more of a spread. Then that's been a bit of a struggle for this Anderson offense adjusting to that change in philosophy. It's such a drastic change in philosophy, only averaging 9.8 points per game coming into this game, but hopefully they can improve on that.
The 3-man front here, and Johnson passes over the middle, and it is high. Looked like it was just, and a flag has come in. It looks like we might have a little bit of extracurricular activity at the end of that play. That the pass intended for Chad Lanfer, and Lanfer got shoved.
It's going to be pass interference, but that ball was about 10 or 15 yards over the head of the intended receiver. Landed about that at the 40-yard line, and the receiver was about at the 27 or 28-yard line.
So we'll see what this is all about here.
And you see Coach Allman running out on the field, yelling at the head official, saying the exact same thing we're saying. It was uncatchable, and certainly a missed call there.
So we get a flag in. We'll see if they pick it up. And right now, it has been picked up, but it will be called pass interference on Westlake.
That's an automatic 1st down.
And we get the tail end of the head referee's comments there, and it is a first down. So the Anderson Trojans have an opportunity to keep the drive alive. They move the ball out to the 26-yard line, that nose of the football just inside the left hash. The Trojans in the road white uniforms with the blue numerals trimmed in gold, the white pants with the blue and gold piping on the side, and of course the familiar Anderson Trojan blue helmet. This time they opt for the Trojan logo on the side of the helmet instead of the numbers that they've had in years past. A back on either side on first down and 10. The handoff goes to Bunton, tries inside, has in nothing, and he tries to bounce it out the right side hash mark and goes down immediately. Pick your chaparral. Hudson Hall along with Luke Womack. Womack really doing the job to stuff the inside and got it outside, and Darrell Bunton had absolutely nowhere to go, and it's a loss of 2 back inside the 25-yard line to the 24 for the Trojans. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, and a great tandem there by the defensive ends. Womack, of course, cleaned up the play, but it was Anthony Patino on the short side of the field that really stopped that play from getting to the outside. The speed back, Darrell Bunton, a dangerous player in the backfield for Anderson, but Patino did a great job of taking on that blocker and keeping the contain on the outside, forcing Bunton back inside, and Womack is there.
Spread formation, and they swing it out here, and that pass is caught by Blake Allen. Allen with some room across the 25 as he bounces it outside the numbers to the 30-yard line. So a good gain there out to the 30. Will bring up 3rd down and long, but just a quick pass to the flanker there. The slot screen pass, if you will, to Blake Allen, who's one of the larger receivers at 6'1", 180 pounds, has 130 yards receiving. He is the Trojan leading receiver coming into this ballgame, but he's the athlete wearing number 15.
Yeah, and Easton Johnson, those are the kind of throws they like, especially in the spread offense. Get the shorter throws to the outside where you don't have to worry about the offensive line. Easton Johnson only stands 5'9", 140, so you don't want to necessarily throw over the middle above the offensive line.
Now a zone read play to Darrell Bunton, and Bunton's going to go down on 3rd down. I can see what they were trying to do there as Darren Shaw dialed that play up. They were trying the wildcat formation with Bunton in the backfield. They go direct snap to try to catch everybody off guard on a passing down with a run play, and credit the Chaparral defense for staying home. And Bunton goes down easily just beyond the 31-yard line, as it was Hudson Hall again along with Luke Womack that brought him down at the 30. So the ball will be placed at the right hash mark, so the gift of the pass interference to the Trojan offense, and they go nowhere. The defense holds for what is now 7 plays. This will be the 8th play on 4th down, and it's punting time here for Connor Gabriel, averaging just over 32 yards a punt. And it will be a low punt. It'll bounce here to the near side, and the up back there looked like Derek Cohen, and Cohen's going to let it roll inside the 30-yard line down to the 29. So it will be Westlake football at their own 29-yard line. No score as we are underway. Let's go down to the sidelines. And Abe Garcia, Abe, we had some technical difficulties earlier, but so far, so good for the Westlake defensive line.
Yeah, so far so good for defensive line. Also, Anderson seems like they're pinching a little bit on the defense. Surprisingly, Westlake came out with 2 passes instead of runs, considering that Westlake's averaging 215 yards on the ground, and Anderson's giving up 315. I expect a little bit more ground and pound, but a lot of quicker pace here from Westlake on this drive.
That's Abe Garcia down on the sidelines, and now just a 1-back set in the backfield with Jordan Sievert, the junior quarterback. Claps his hand, looks to the near sideline for the play, has 2 wide receivers to the far side right on 1st and 10 from his own 29-yard line. Another clap of the hand, sends box in motion, zone read play, and it's a handoff here to the near side, and that's Alex Chavez spilling out of 1 tackle, and he's down at the 31-yard line, so a 2-yard gain there for Alex Chavez, and it's 2nd down and 8. We'll see Keith Carter along with Ben Slaughter check into the ball game here as they go back heavy with Chris Cantor. So back to the pistol formation, John.
Yeah, and back to what Abe said, it looks like, you know, just judging from the personnel, it looks like this might be a run play. You got the H-back Cantor in there and the 2 halfbacks splitting. It's Jordan Sievert.
A back on either side with Slaughter and Carter. This time the handoff will go to the young man on the right. Now breaking free is Ben Slaughter. He's into the clear, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5. Forget about it. Touchdown, Ben Slaughter. Wow, what a run there. 69 yards in a cloud of dust. The flag comes in at the end, but it's a huge touchdown run for Ben Slaughter. Touchdown, Westlake.
Yeah, a couple flags here at the 10-yard line. We'll see what it is, but a great run there by Ben Slaughter. You see here on the replay on the TV broadcast, a couple of Anderson defenders getting a hand on him. Looks like he broke about 4 or 5 tackles right there, 10 yards downfield, and it was off to the races for Ben Slaughter as the touchdown is good.
The touchdown will stand. It is a penalty, a personal foul that'll be assessed here for the extra point. But the touchdown will stand on that 69-yard
There is a
run.
touchdown on the play. After the play was over, a personal foul by the offense. the offended team has chosen to enforce a penalty on the kickoff.
So they will get that 15 yards on the kickoff, so it'll be Michael Barton's responsibility to make up for that. But a 69-yard run for Ben Slaughter to lead things off here in the first quarter. The second possession, and the Chaparrals get in with a huge explosive play by Ben Slaughter. Michael Barton on for the extra point. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 6:47 to play here in the first quarter, is Westlake 7, Anderson nothing. Live from Chaparral Stadium, this is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard.
And we welcome you back. That Salon at the Domain scoring drive, 2 plays, 71 yards, took 45 seconds to complete, a 69-yard touchdown run by Ben Slaughter. And for Ben Slaughter, the junior with his 3rd touchdown run of the season, Salon at the Domain, located in the Domain Shopping Center next to Dillard's, right across from Maggiano's Italian Restaurant. They specialize in precision cuts, single and double process color, highlights and lowlights. It's the Salon at the Domain, where you never have a bad hair day. Visit them today. They're proudly Westlake owned and operated. That's the Salon at the Domain. So now with that 15-yard personal foul penalty, a very lengthy kick Michael Barton must make from the 25-yard line on his end of the field. Daryl Bunton back deep to receive. He is the lone setback there, and we'll just see how powerful that right leg of Michael Barton is. It's a line drive kick that's going to go over the head of Daryl Bunton and rest at the 5-yard line here on the near side. Burton and fumbles the ball. Daryl Bunton fumbles the ball, and it is knocked out there on the near side, but he is able to drop right back on top of it. And Anderson will have the football, but a huge scare there as Bunton recovers at the 12-yard line.
We saw 3 botched kickoff, receiving team plays by Aikens last week in the first quarter. And right there, another one for Anderson. Luckily, Daryl Bunton was able to get back on that football, but not just the fumble. It was the lack of catching the ball in the air, the lack of being able to field the kick was a problem there. You got to know that Michael Barton has a strong leg, and he only kicked it to the 10-yard line, but Bunton was cheating up a little too much and a little too far to the left, and they didn't have anybody back there to catch the football.
It was Elliot Condos that actually made the hit on Bunton that caused the fumble, but Bunton right there, and he'll start from his own 12-yard line in the backfield with his quarterback, Easton Johnson. And now it's just a straight quarterback keeper. Johnson across the line of scrimmage, but he's met hard. A one-on-one tackle there, and it's a nice pop by Mansour as Mansour brings him down right at the point of contact, but Johnson getting 3 yards out to about the 15-yard line, so it will be 2nd down and 7 for the Trojan offense.
You know, this Trojan team
Noah
really
Thompson, excuse me, it was Noah Thompson that kind of fished out that tackle head on.
You know, this Trojan team really had an opportunity after that defensive possession where they went 3 and out on the opening series of the game. Haven't been able to take advantage of that. We'll see what the offense can do here, but Westlake really able to seize momentum on that Slaughter run.
And now a swing pass here to Blake Allen. Second time we've seen this play as he crosses the 15-yard line, gets out to the 17-yard line, popped there. Once again, Noah Thompson, one of several chaparrals coming down. Also Jack Meredith in there to make the pop on Blake Allen, but it's a pickup out to about the 18-yard line, so it's a 3-yard pickup here to set down 3rd down. But a makeable 3rd down here as the Trojans need the 22-yard line as they move left to right. I mentioned earlier the red jerseys for the Westlake Chaparrals, the blue numerals instead of the white numerals like we've seen in years past, trimmed in white, the silver pants, the silver Westlake helmet with the red blocked W on the side of the helmet. Now on 3rd down and 5, Johnson back to pass, trying to draw in the screen pass. Bunton was there, but the throw was low and it's incomplete. Huge pressure up front by those 3 down linemen. Anthony Patino again really utilizing his speed off the end there. And it will be punting time here as 3 and out go the Trojans, and Westlake with a 7-0 lead on a 69-yard touchdown run by Ben Slaughter, and Anderson forced to punt it away again.
And Coach Allman and Jeff Joseph, the defensive coordinator for Westlake, did a good job there of drawing up a blitz, linebacker blitz, coming around the outside, confused that offensive line of Anderson, and they were not able to pick up the blitz, so had to throw it into the ground.
Looks like it will be Easton Johnson to punt it away, averaging 27 yards. It's a short kick. Now Cohen's going to take it at the 48. Backpedal to the 50. Now cuts it upfield. Now Derek Cohen trying to get in the open field inside the 35-yard line down to the 32. So 32 yards away from pay dirt are the Chaparrals, and a nifty move there by Derek Cohen as he just backpedaled into Westlake territory and darted straight between the seams.
And this is really where Westlake wins these football games. That's how they won last week, was just field position. Every possession they were starting in Aiken's territory, and now starting that trend here again tonight. And really, when you're already against the 8 ball, as Anderson is, that just kills you as a football team and as a defense having to come back out and start at the 32-yard line.
It'll be 1st down and 10, moving right to left here in the first quarter with 5:06 to play here. Jordan Sievert with 3 wide receivers here to the near side left, 2 to the far side right as they empty set it. Jordan Sievert all alone in the backfield. And now just a 2-step drop out of the gun. Looking left, throwing left. Has a man, and it's Brandon Fox. And it is incomplete. Streaking across the field there. Actually, it was Patrick Elliott, the intended receiver there, as he just came streaking out of that slot receiver. But it's an incomplete pass there for Jordan Sievert. As you can see, Jeff Rhodes trying to get his junior quarterback in rhythm.
Yeah, just ran a simple flag corner route right there. And 3 receivers on the near side here. One of them, I think it was Box on the outside, ran a little hitch. And the receiver on the inside ran a post pattern, and then the flag route was wide open. But as you mentioned, Jordan Sievert just a little overthrown.
So now under center is Sievert. He'll have a pistol formation here to the left with Cantor in front. Lead blocking there, and the handoff is late on 2nd down, and the Trojan helmet came off, and for the Trojans, losing his helmet in that play was Rahab, who's also a starter on the offensive line, getting his opportunity here on the defensive line as well. It's a short gain there as the handoff went to Ben Slaughter, and Slaughter with the late handoff just could not get back to the line of scrimmage. So it's 3rd down and 11 here for the Chaparrals, who lead 7-0.
Yeah, you look at the Anderson roster and you just see how short-handed they are and how difficult of a task it is for Coach Shaw, and Rahab, of course, starting on the offensive line in the play there.
Play action out of the gun, looking left, throwing left to Sievert. That pass is caught by Patrick Elliott. Elliott inside the 25-yard line, down to the 23 as he angles forward out of the grasp of Elisha Bunton. Elisha Bunton, the younger brother of Daryl Bunton, getting his opportunities as a backup linebacker in this position, and an athlete like Bunton can actually keep up. An inside move there as he spins out of the coverage of Connor Gabriel was Patrick Elliott, and he falls forward for what is a 10-yard gain, but it's 4th down and 1, and the Chaparrals are going for it in a run-heavy offensive set. The toss will go to Slaughter. Slaughter cuts it around, has the 1st down inside the 10, down to the 5, trying to keep his feet. A flag comes in late from the referee. So a pickup of a 1st down for the Chaparrals, courtesy of Ben Slaughter, as he falls out of bounds at the 2-yard line. But this one could be coming back. This one fired from 30 yards away from the end of the run by our referee.
Yeah, it was thrown by the head referee in the backfield as the play was already all the way down the field on the right side of the field. And it was thrown at the foot of one of the offensive linemen who was still back near the line of scrimmage. So definitely came in late. I'm not sure if he just had trouble getting the flag out of his pocket or if that penalty really did come 20 yards from the end of the run.
Our referee is Mike Barrett. The umpire is Terry McCann. Head linesman is Gary Lawrence. The line judge is Dre Lord.
By the offense during the run, it is enforced on the spot of the foul. After the ball is placed as a result of the penalty, it is still beyond the line to gain, so it is a 1st down.
So it will be a 1st down run, barely, as the ball is actually placed at the 22-yard line. So that's where the Chaparrals will scrimmage. I mentioned the back judge is James Alford, and the clock operator is Peter Allen, and on the 25-second play clock is Ron Hackathorn. So we'll hear from Mike Barrett throughout the night, but a break there for Westlake after the huge run down to the 2-yard line. Slaughter actually just nets a gain of 2. Back to passes, Jordan Sievert going to the end zone and has a man, but it's overthrown and just could not run under it as Brandon Box and Jordan Sievert having a little bit of timing problems here. As you can see, that ball thrown to the outside shoulder of Box. He was expecting it on the inside shoulder, had to turn around, pull off a little outfielder move there. And then the pass fell incomplete. And it will be 2nd down and 10 from the Anderson 22-yard line along the right hash. A back to the left of Jordan Sievert. That's Alex Chavez. 2 wide receivers here to the near side left, 1 to the far side right. That's the short side of the field. On 2nd down and 10, 3:44 to play here in the opening quarter. And now a play action, now rolling left. Here's the bootleg. On the toss, the bootleg goes right through the hands of the intended receiver here on the near side, and that's Patrick Elliott. Once again, an incomplete pass. That time, you really can't call that one on Jordan Sievert. That one went right through the hands of Patrick Elliott as he could not haul it in for a big gain.
Yeah, at the same time, though, great coverage there by Connor Gabriel right on the back of Patrick Elliott, the linebacker, having to play coverage on the far outside of the field on the wide receiver. So good play there by Gabriel, but like you said, it was a drop pass by Elliott. And Sievert's having a little bit of trouble right now just getting that chemistry going in this ball game with his top 2 wide receivers.
It'll be 3rd down and 10 here. Back to pass, firing over the middle. That time it's caught by Patrick Elliott. Elliott keeps the football inside the 12-yard line, down to the 10, and that is a 1st down catch for Patrick Elliott. That's what you get, what I call a Rod Tidwell run. Right across the middle, he knew he was going to get hit, got hit, still absorbed the football, and able to fall down for a 12-yard gain and a 1st down for Patrick Elliott.
Yeah, just no coverage there in the middle of the field. Elliott had one-on-one coverage, and it was soft and near the outside, so a good job there by Elliott breaking in, and a good read there by Sievert to know that that safety was not coming up to hit Patrick Elliott, and really an easy 1st down for the Westlake offense.
Driving inside the red zone here, brought to you by BMW of Austin. 2 wide receivers here to the near side left on the pitch, and it's fake. Now running around left end, Jordan Sievert trying to get into the end zone. Flag comes in from the near side, and Jordan Sievert able to advance the ball inside the 5-yard line down to the 2, but this one's against Westlake. It's coming back. Looks like just your standard hold, and it was actually called right here by the near sideline judge.
Penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. It will remain 1st down.
Probably going to be on Brandon Box on the outside. And that'll put Westlake all the way back to the 17-yard line. So a tough position here for the Westlake offense, but still 1st down. So
we thought we might hear from Mike Barrett. He has chosen not to grace us with his voice over the PA system and over our broadcast, so it will be a loss back to the 17-yard line, but it will be 1st down and goal from the 17-yard line. The handoff going to Keith Carter, our chap of the week, grinding his feet inside the 11-yard line, down to the 10, gets it back to the original line of scrimmage, but they're going to say Keith Carter's knee hit at the 11, so we'll be spotted at the 11, where it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 11.
And a good job there by Carter, following his H-back Chris Canner and Silas Connolly. You can see right there, Canner just putting a defender on his back 10 yards downfield. Tremendous block there by Chris Canner, and a good job by Carter to realize that, I'm going to follow number 22. That's going to usually lead to some gains.
2nd down and goal, zone read play here, and now Carter gets the handoff on that zone read and goes nowhere. In fact, goes backwards to the 14-yard line, and great play defensively up front for the Trojan defense. We're talking about Will Griffin. Will Griffin, the junior, at 6'4", 235. They're not messing around on that defensive end. And now a 3rd down and goal situation here, and the ball nestled just inside the left hash mark at the 13-yard line for the Chaparrals. Now they go with the jumbo set and just a pitch to the right to Ben Slaughter. Slaughter looking for a hole, has it, but only gets to the 10-yard line as traffic really clogged up on that right side. Once again, Will Griffin in there for the pop, along with Graham for the Anderson Trojans. So the Trojans stop them on 3rd down, and now a 4th down decision here for Darren Allman and Jeff Rhodes, and they're wasting no time. They're going to their field goal kicker, Michael Barden, who is 4 of 7. We have to mention that 2 of those misses are from beyond 45 yards from the right hash mark. Michael Barden will try this field goal, and it looks like Ben Slaughter will hold for the injured Sean Rawlings. And now it looked like they were actually trying to pull off one play there, and a timeout's been called.
Prior to the snap, delay a game by the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
I thought maybe they had tried to call a timeout. Not too sure exactly what was going on there. But nonetheless, the play clock ran out on the Chaparral, so now it's a no-doubter.
Yeah, I think it was going to be a fake because Barden took off as the whistles blew, took off towards the right.
So from Barden, this will be from the 15-yard line is where the ball is spotted. It'll be spotted right around the 22, so this is from 32 yards out. From the right hash, no wind to speak of on a humid night. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 51 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, it is Westlake 10, Anderson nothing. Live from Chaparral Stadium, this is Westlake football.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
Beyond companionship, there are other reasons we call dog man's best friend. For years, dogs have been trained to detect all kinds of things, like bed bugs. ABC's bedbug dog can detect bed bugs in the smallest cracks and crevices at any stage of development with amazing accuracy, even more accurate than the most skilled pest specialists. And accurate detection means quicker, more cost-effective elimination. If you suspect a bedbug problem, call us, ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
We welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium. The Salon at the Domain scoring drive, 11 plays, if you can believe that. It went 32 yards, took 4 minutes and 15 seconds to kick a 32-yard field goal. Michael Barden's 5th made field goal on the season. Makes the score 10-0 Chaparrals over Anderson here. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Abe Garcia down on the field. Michael Barden on to kick. He'll kick it off from right to left from his own 40-yard line. Darrell Bunton back deep to receive for Anderson. He gets his right leg into it, and this one will not be coming out as he tries to kick this one through the uprights. It falls just shy of the uprights on the back of the end zone. Let's go down to the sidelines and Abe Garcia. Abe?
Joe, it seems like Coach Allman is treating this game a little bit like a chess match. Considering you think that Westlake would be pounding the ball nonstop, it's been a pretty balanced attack on the offensive side. 8 passes, 7 runs, and it's only 10-0. I expect a little bit more. You never know. Method, coach's madness right there.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Abe Garcia down on the sidelines. Joe Taylor, John Nidell up here in the booth with 51 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. We'll get you our end of quarter break here in just a moment. And we'd like to thank everybody listening on the radio. Of course, on the internet at westlakenation.com, and of course on the Shap app. Make sure you download it from iTunes, Apple iTunes, the App Store. It's Westlake Shap app. Download and listen to live coverage of Westlake football. Easton Johnson looking here to the near side. Has Darrell Bunton on 1st down and 10 from the 25-yard line. And Bunton able to dance his way out past the 31-yard line to the 33. And he's stepping out of bounds right in front of the Westlake bench. And it's good for about a 7-yard pickup. Make it a 6-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down. Now they're actually going to bring the ball out to, let's see, in between the 32 and 33-yard line. So officially a gain of 8. It's a long 8, but 2nd down and a long 2, if you will, from the right hash mark here with 44 seconds to play in the first quarter. Again, Anderson trailing by 10 with the football as Blake Allen, along with Darrell Bunton, leaves the backfield to complete a trio. Now Bunton going in motion. They expect the handoff. Now they swing it out to Blake Allen. Allen wrapped up immediately, and a great play there, just closing speed from Bennett Huddleston. Huddleston saw that play develop from the get-go. The second he saw Johnson pull that ball out from Darrell Bunton, they knew immediately where the ball was going to go, and Huddleston closed quickly on a nice play there, and it's a loss of about a yard back to the 32-yard line, and a nice open field tackle on Blake Allen by Bennett Huddleston.
Yeah, and you see the Anderson coaching staff talking to Chris Collins, the wide receiver on the outside that was supposed to be blocking Bennett Huddleston on the play. Huddleston fought through the block of Collins and made the tackle with a nice play, but Anderson's coaching staff had a few words for Chris Collins as he came off to the sideline.
3 wide receivers here to the near side right, 1 to the far side left. Out of the shotgun. Now Easton Johnson popping the ball up in the air, and this one is almost intercepted. Wow, just a tip drill there, and coming down with it, or at least had an opportunity to come down with it, with Anthony Patino. Patino was the last man that tried to grasp at that football for his first interception of the season, but it is 4th down. That will do it for the first quarter of play. After 1 quarter of play, Westlake with the lead over Anderson here at home, 10-0. Live from Chaparral Stadium, this is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45 Steak for reservations or visit us online at VinceYoungSteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
And we welcome you back to live coverage of Westlake football. Of course, we're covering it live on the internet, westlakenation.com, on the radio. You're listening to us on AM 1300 The Zone and AM 1490 The Word, KLGO. A little dual signal here for you tonight. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell, Abe Garcia down on the sidelines now. The Anderson Trojans dressed in white jerseys with the blue numerals trimmed in gold. The white pants with the blue and gold stripe down the side. The blue helmets with the Trojan logo on the side will complete their fourth down play here as the first play of the second quarter. Easton Johnson gets a spiraling punt away. Coming here to the near side is Tate Shaw. It'll take a Westlake bounce and bounce out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So that's where the Chaparrals will scrimmage, up 10-0. And now it's about a little bit of confidence building, trying to get on the same page, trying to find the rhythm tonight for the Chaparrals.
Yeah, we talked about in the last time that Westlake's offense has been very balanced tonight, and we expect them to, go with a little more ground and pound. But honestly, I think this coaching staff really wants to get into a rhythm in the passing game, especially as you see them come out right now in 5 wide receivers. Need to get Jordan Sievert in a rhythm. This is the time of the season when he needs to get some confidence, and heading on into the season, he needs to start seeing that completion percentage go up to 60%.
5 wide receivers on first down, fires over the middle, and this one is incomplete. And it looked like one of the defenders downfield for the Anderson Trojans, Aaron Marshall, the linebacker, kind of got tied up with Brandon Box. There was contact at 50-yard line, well beyond the 5 yards, but no flag thrown. It'll be second down and 10 on an incomplete pass intended for Box. He lines up again as the lone receiver on the far side left. Now Patrick Elliott will split out to the slot left. One receiver here to the near side right. Pistol to the left in the formation here on second down and 10. The handoff will go to Slaughter. Slaughter just lowering his shoulder there, diving forward out to the 43-yard line. It'll be third down and 7 yet again for the Chaparrals, third and long.
And short of that big run from Ben Slaughter, Anderson's done a nice job of bottling up this Westlake ground game. And Westlake, I think this coaching staff knows that if we just continue to pound and pound and pound, by the second half, we're going to break long runs and be okay, but they want to run their offense and be able to throw the football as we head on into the season.
John Rhodes lined up as a receiver here to the short side of the field. 2 wide receivers to the far side left on third down and what is a long 7. A back on either side of Jordan. Sievert fires here to the near sideline, has a man. That pass caught at the 49-yard line. It is John Rhodes, but Rhodes hit in play right at the 50-yard line. So it will be a first down, and it looks like the clock has stopped and they are already signaling first down. So just like that, Mike Barrett signaling that Westlake has picked up the first down, the third down conversion here for the Westlake Chaparrals. And it'll be first down and 10 right at midfield with 11:03 to play in the half, and Westlake with a 10-0 lead here. The 32-yard field goal by Michael Barden and the 69-yard touchdown run by Ben Slaughter. Really the difference in the ball game right now for the Chaparrals, who have looked a little rusty coming out in this first half. 2 wide receivers to the far side left. Now Slaughter going in motion. It's a quarterback keeper right at the middle. Sievert at the 45. Sievert at the 42-yard line. Now pushes that 6'4" body inside the 40 down to the 39. Called play from the get-go. Just a simple fake to Slaughter and right up the gut for 11 yards and a first down.
I think it was Taylor Works that really did a number on one of the interior defensive linemen of Anderson. You see it right there. Taylor Works with a nice block that sprung Jordan Sievert down for the first down.
Timeout. Anderson will take it as well. 10:42 to play first half. Westlake with a 10-0 lead over Anderson. Live from Chaparral Stadium, this is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
The Steam Team, your #1 choice for cleaning residential and commercial carpet, tile, and wood flooring, upholstery, air ducts, and more, including 24-hour emergency water and fire damage restoration. The Steam Team is an Austin original, locally owned and operated since 1983. All employees are trained and certified by the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration. We guarantee our services and will do whatever it takes to please our customers. Call 451-TEAM or online at thesteamteam.com.
And we welcome you back to live coverage of Westlake football live on Chaparral Stadium, deep in the heart of Austin, Texas. We see the downtown skyline on what is a humid night. No wind to speak of here as the Westlake Chaparrals lead 10-0. 10:42 to play first half. Elliott Condo's going in motion from the near side. Play action on first down. One-on-one coverage. It's a wide open receiver downfield, and that pass is caught by Brandon Box from 39 yards out. It's Sievert to Box. Touchdown Westlake.
Well, take your pick on that play. Brandon Box obviously wide open down the left sideline, but Patrick Elliott also wide open down the middle of the field. I actually pointed at Elliott, not even seeing Box on the outside, but a beautiful pass here by Jordan Sievert and a nice drive by Jordan Sievert. Good passes all around, and Brandon Box just waltzes into the end zone for another Westlake touchdown, and a lot more rhythm there on that drive in the running game and the passing game.
So with that, Brandon Box, the senior, recording his 5th touchdown reception of the season, the 14th touchdown toss for Jordan Sievert, and Michael Barden on for the extra point. Out of the hold of Patrick Elliott, taking the place of Sean Rawlings, who is not dressed out for this evening. Snap down, kick up, and the kick is good. 10:36 to play here in the first half. It is Westlake 17, Anderson nothing. This is Westlake football.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
And we welcome you back. The Salon at the Domain scoring drive, a 5-play, 39-yard drive. Took 1 minute and 17 seconds off that second quarter clock on the first possession for the Chaparrals. It was a 39-yard touchdown reception by Brandon Box, courtesy of his quarterback, Jordan Sievert. Make sure you visit the Salon at the Domain website. That's salonatthedomain.com, or find them on Facebook. Facebook.com, search the Salon at the Domain. You'll find a very successful webpage and a very successful Facebook page. Like them now, and make sure you get away this weekend. No need to go down to ACL if you don't have tickets. Stay away from the madness. Take a mini vacation, if you will, at the Salon at the Domain. Michael Barden kicking off from his own 40-yard line, and this one will not be returnable, so he'll kick this one back to the end of the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Here we go down to the sidelines for the thoughts of Abe Garcia. Abe?
Joe and John, pretty workmanlike first half here for the Chaparrals. But let's take a look on the other side of the ball. Blake Allen, he actually was playing defensive end on that last drive. He wears number 15. Tebow?
Tebow. That definitely has a Tebow look, 6'1", and they've tried some Tebow-esque plays with him, if you will, because they try to swing it out to him, and just, he's an athlete, he's a big target, he's one of the biggest targets on offense. I don't think that's a bad reference. We might have to check and see if Blake Allen has any quarterback skills, but we do know this. He wears number 15, and that's about it. First down at 10. Dynamite drop in there, Abe Garcia from the 25-yard line, moving right to left on the wild Trojan formation where Bunton takes the direct snap. Off right tackle he goes, and good for about a 1-yard pickup out to the 26-yard line. 17-0 Westlake with the score. 39-yard touchdown pass from Jordan Sievert to Brandon Box, and of course the 69-yard touchdown run in the first quarter by Ben Slaughter, and mixed in there for good measure a 32-yard field goal for Michael Barden. That's where we are, 17-0, with Anderson trying to hold on here with 10:08 to play, trying to move the football here and get into Chaparral territory. A back on either side. It's Ortiz and Bunton, and Easton Johnson, the quarterback, with two wide receivers here to the near side left. Play action, firing over the middle, and that pass just behind the intended receiver. That's Hafner. out on the far side, defended nicely there. It almost came up with a pick there as Jack Meredith is kind of shaking his head saying, man, I had a good beat on that ball, because that throw was behind the intended receiver.
I didn't see who was coming on the blitz on the far side of the Westlake defensive formation, but that's what caused Johnson to throw it early and had a little bit of trouble getting that ball on target. But like you said, good coverage as well by the Westlake defense.
He's trying to sneak it in really to Lanfer. 5'8", 140-pound junior, 5 catches for 22 yards. Lines up his wide receiver to the far side, not right, now rolling right. Here comes the pressure, hit as he was throwing the football. It should be intentional grounding. Don't see the flag as Johnson started to bootleg to the right, but it does not look there was a flag down. But that time, Alec Cohen just absolutely screaming in on the blitz. And it will be intentional grounding,
the ball did not reach
as
the
Mike
line of
Barrett tells us so, and it will be a penalty on the Anderson Trojans. So it will force them back behind the original line of scrimmage, and they will take it all the way to the Trojan 17-yard line, make it the 16-yard line, and it will be a loss of down as well. So with that comes the loss of down, 4th down. And the Anderson Trojans on the wrong end of the field to try to do anything sneaky here to just try to keep the Chaparral offense off the field. The first down marker at the Trojan 35, but this will be Easton Johnson to back it up and try to punt it away. Back deep to receive, Tate Shaw. And this one is a bad snap that's trying to get out of the back of the end zone. Easton Johnson is just going to have to take it, and it will be a safety. Again, a high snap from center, back deep, and it went over the head of Easton Johnson, and Johnson had absolutely no opportunity to make a play to get it back out of the end zone. Smart play there by Easton Johnson. He took the unfortunate of two evils there. Again, it was definitely the lesser of two evils, and they took the safety. So it will be a score for the Westlake defense on that errant pass. So now Westlake leading 19-0 over the Anderson Trojans on the safety. And now the unfortunate part about that is, well, conventional wisdom says, okay, just step out of bounds, take the safety. But now you got to kick the ball off again, and you have to kick it to the Westlake Chaparrals. Right. So that's one thing. Either you give the Westlake Chaparrals point-blank range, or you have to kick it off to them and spot them 2 points as well. Nothing about that equation spells good, John.
Yeah, and I would have liked to see Easton Johnson turn his head around and check to see where the Westlake defenders were coming from, because he was able to field the ball. That's really usually the hardest thing for a punter as he's going back into the end zone and the ball's bouncing around. Usually you just want him to fall on it or bat it out of bounds. That was not the case there. He was able to field it cleanly at the back of the end zone and really just kind of stepped out of bounds, taking the safety, because that usually is the accepted thing to do. But if he would have just turned his head, he could have seen that the Westlake defenders were around the 5-yard line, maybe the 10-yard line. He had some room to go out to the right side of the field and get a punt off, but Easton Johnson just, you know, that's a tough thing as a punter when the ball goes over your head and you're in the end zone. You just panic a little bit. So not a terrible play there by Easton.
So Easton will now have to kick off from his, or excuse me, it'll be Frank Bells to kick this off from his own 20. It'll be a nice opportunity here to return the football. Ben Slaughter getting ahead of steam across the 50, inside the 45-yard line, and a flag coming in at the end of the play after Ben Slaughter had a seam right at the gut, fielded it at his own 31, darts forward inside the 45-yard line down to the 42. And we'll have to see what Mike Barrett says about this.
During the return, holding by the return team, it'll be assessed 10 yards from the spot of the foul. They will be first down.
So it will be first down. So a break there for Anderson, as Westlake won't get that great of field position. At least they won't start in Trojan territory. They will start in Chaparral territory at their own 46-yard line along the left hash.
Yeah, not great field position compared to some of the other drives Westlake has had, but you'll take it at the 46, and Westlake's offense really now has a chance to drive down the field and really get into a rhythm in this ball game and really put Anderson behind the 8 ball if they can put a touchdown on the board here.
A receiver each way here in the slot position, receiver-wise, in the backfield is Patrick Elliott, kind of a modified pistol here to the near side left, and now the handoff will go here to the near side, and coming around the corner here is Ben Slaughter, and it's actually Slaughter that lined up in that slot receiver position, but instead of lining up along the line of scrimmage, he lined up what technically is in the backfield, even with his shotgun set quarterback and the other backs in the formation, and he just gets a simple handoff and takes it right back to where Ben Slaughter left it, inside the 45-yard line at the 44. It's a pickup of 10 yards and a first down for Ben Slaughter out of the slot. Two wide receivers to the far side left, one here to the near side right. A pistol formation to the left of the formation. It's Elliott Condos and Chris Cantor. And Sievert in that pistol formation out of the gun on 1st and 10 from the Trojan 44-yard line. Now just a simple handoff straight up the gut. Condos inside the 40-yard line, taking not one but two Trojans with him inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Nice pickup there of about 8 yards. See where they spot it. Yeah, about 7 yards, if you will. It'll be 2nd down and 3. That's good first down yardage there, and the first time we've had an opportunity to call Elliott Condos' name outside of special teams, where he ripped the ball out of Darrell Bunton's hand earlier in the ballgame. 2nd down and what officially is a gain of 6. It'll be a short 4 with two wide receivers to the far side left. Zach Dansby, 3 catches on the season, 3 touchdowns, is lined up to a tight end here to the near side right. And now the handoff going to Condos. Condos straight up the gut. First down yardage and more inside the 35-yard line along that right hash down to the 32. First down Westlake with a 19-0 lead. 8.5 to play here in the first half.
Now we're seeing the Westlake coaches really want to see this ground game get it going. It started out with the outside run. And this Anderson defensive line, I think, is probably the most athletic part of their defense and the most talented. Also have some good size, and Westlake's doing a good job right now neutralizing them and getting very good gains on each of their 3 runs so far on this drive.
A back on either side of Jordan Sievert. 2 wide receivers to the far side left, one here to the near side right. Play action, looking. Jordan has a man. Wide open, it's Elliott Condos, and Elliott drops the ball. Oh, wow, just a little bit in front of him, but Elliott had his mitts on that one. His gloved hands had the pigskin, and he just dropped it right at the 5-yard line. Would have been a for-sure, wide-open touchdown for Elliott Condos, and unfortunately, he could not haul it in. It'll be 2nd down and 10, the ball resting at the 32-yard line. John Rhodes checks into the ball game, as does Zach Dansby. 2 wide receivers to the far side left. Now Cantor moving from the right side of the formation to the left side of the formation here in the pistol. And the play action, Jordan trying to beat the linebackers to the outside. Inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line, and just falling forward for positive yardage. Inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. So it's a pickup of 5 yards on the play to set up 3rd down and short.
And that pass from Sievert, Condos, he's not going to make any excuses for not catching that ball, but at the same time, that was going to be a tough catch for a running back coming out of the backfield, streaking down the middle of the field, having to basically follow the ball over his shoulder to the outside, and really a tough play for Condos as it's 3rd down now for the Westlake offense.
3rd and 6 from the 28, rolling right here out of the gun, looking right, firing right. That pass is caught at the 20. Now sidestepping one tackler, the receiver, and that pass is caught, obviously, and it's taken inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. And coming up out of the bottom of that pile is John Rhodes. John Rhodes, the junior, and of course, son of Jeff Rhodes, the offensive coordinator, and his helmet came off, able to not only keep his head about him, but also keep the ball on that 3rd down conversion, and it's a 1st down catch for John Rhodes.
Yeah, and he just settled down on 3rd and 6. All you want to do is get past the 1st down marker and settle down in an open spot of the field, and that's exactly what John Rhodes did right there.
From the right hash on 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line inside the red zone here, and a power eye look at the backfield, and the handoff goes straight up the gut inside the 10 with feet still moving. Right up the gut goes Ben Slaughter, and Slaughter again just setting up a good sizable yardage on 1st down. Now it's just methodic on an 8-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 2, and the Chaps can pick up a 1st down inside the 5.
And one thing Slaughter does so well is just the really quick cuts. It's even hard to detect them, but he really does a great job of just quick cuts right at the point of attack inside the tackles to get extra yardage.
Power eye look under center, handoff Slaughter. Slaughter straight up the gut, and for the 2nd time this half, Ben Slaughter has scored from 6 yards out. The junior gets his calling card there, and Ben Slaughter just waltzes his way into the end zone. Doubling up on touchdowns tonight. He's doubled up on his season total. Touchdown Westlake, touchdown Ben Slaughter.
He ran through an arm tackle of an Anderson defender, but at the same time, a great job there by the Westlake offensive line to open up a huge hole for Ben Slaughter as he continues his very successful between the tackles running.
Patrick Elliott to hold for Michael Barton with 6:32 to play here in the half. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:32 to play here in the 2nd quarter and in the 1st half. It is Westlake 26, Anderson nothing. Live from Chaparral Stadium, this is Westlake football.
Up a little bit, and we don't lie to them during the week, and they see the film and they realize that who they're going against, and they know that it's a situation where they need to go play well. but also that it's a little bit bigger than just that game, you know, a situation where they've got to play like a championship team, regardless of the opponent, you know, week to week, and they did that. So very proud of the way they came out and played for 4 quarters.
This winter, prepare to be amazed as Elisa's Dance Academy and the Westlake Symphonic Orchestra come together to perform a variety of holiday favorites. Join us December 6th, 7th, and 8th as the Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew and Lexus of Austin present the Nutcracker Spectacular. Tickets are on sale now. Get them online at WHSTEC.com or by phone at 474-5664.
And we welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. The Salon at the Domain scoring drive, 8 plays, 54 yards, took 3 minutes and 8 seconds off the clock. A 6-yard touchdown run for Ben Slaughter, his 2nd of the evening, his 4th of the year for the junior tailback. And Ben Slaughter, like John Nidell said, just some dynamic between the guards and tackles running. And now Daryl Button's just going to watch us roll 9 yards deep as he kind of looks dejected and says, hey, Michael, how about one time? Maybe you let me just advance this out. It's 26-0. It's like we took away his puppy, man. I'm serious. Daryl Button just dejected there as he really wants to use his athleticism and show these Westlake fans and his home crowd who have made the short trip from Northwest Austin here to the hills of Westlake. He really wants to show what he can do athletically there, but Michael Barnes not playing.
Yeah, and Button's been a contributor on this Anderson ball club for 3 years now, and coming into this game averaging 6.4 yards a carry. So certainly one of the top athletes on this Anderson team and offense, and their playmaker in the backfield, and hasn't gotten an opportunity to break loose in this football game.
So Easton Johnson with Daryl Button to his left out of the shotgun. They hand off to Button. Button trying to make a move just outside the right hash mark. Falls forward to the 21-yard line. It's a pickup of 1 yard on the play. Russell Pape getting an opportunity. Kenyon Mansky on the tackle there.
Anderson, their highest point output in a game this season, 14 points. And that has happened twice. The other 3 games, they've scored 7 points. So it's certainly been an offense that struggled to get things going this season, and it's continued here tonight.
And they'll start here in the spread offense look. 3 wide receivers here to the near side left, 1 to the far side right with 1 back. It's Button now swinging it out to Allen. That pass is caught at the 30-yard line. And now making the tackle there, Kenyon Mansky here on the near side, along with Carson Spencer, wraps up the very big target, 6'2", Blake Allen, as Allen picks up positive yardage out to the 33-yard line. So it's a pickup of 7 yards. It'll be 3rd down and a manageable 2 here. As now just looking for the 35-yard line are the Anderson Trojans. Trojans led by Easton Johnson. Wasn't supposed to play quarterback a year ago, but an injury to the quarterback forced him into the duty. One of the only returning starters, or one of the few returning starters, I should say, is Easton. So he mans the quarterback duties here on 3rd down and 2. Handoff to Button. Button trying to make his way out past the 35-yard line and does to the 36. The pop was made inside by Luke Womack, but it was not before. Daryl Button moves the chains for the Anderson Trojans, and that is the first time tonight here with 5:07 to play in the 2nd quarter that the Anderson Trojans have managed to move the chains on their own. So they will have their first down of the ball game here out to the 36-yard line in Trojan territory.
You got to feel good for some of those Anderson defensive players that are sitting on the bench on the other sideline. They got to see that 1st down and just take a nice little sigh and a sigh of relief that they don't have to go right back out on the field.
Split out wide to the left side is Easton Johnson as a receiver in the wild Trojan form. And now the direct snap to Daryl Button, and he runs again just to the right side, and it's good for about a 2-yard gain as he just bounces it outside the right hash mark, just following his guard and tackle to the right. Student body right as Johnson checks out all the way here. There's a receiver on an island in front of the Westlake bench, but it's good for a 2-yard gain to the right hash mark, and checking in is Gavin Graham.
It's Kenyon Mansky with his 2nd nice tackle on Daryl Button on the outside there. Good job of seeing him breaking down, not over pursuing, and making a nice tackle on a speedy back.
4:12 and the clock moving here. 26-0 Chaparral lead here. Anderson on 2nd down and 8 from the right hash. Now looking right on man-to-man coverage, and this one is going to be well overthrown, intended for Blake Allen on the far sideline. No need really for a defender, if you will, but that pass is well overthrown, and it's incomplete. 3rd down now for the Trojans. the men of Troy, as unfortunate go of it here, only 29 members on this varsity roster, only 18 suiting up on the JV for the Trojans, as numbers are down with their third coach in 3 seasons. You got to remember, and this is not necessarily an area without talent. We've seen Division I talent. We think most recently, a couple of years ago, of Cameron Gravel, injured ACL this season for Oklahoma State. We remember Patrick Kuenwane, a running back for the Arizona Wildcats, playing right next to Westlake's own Nick Foles in his junior and senior season. But there's a quarterback sack, a coverage sack, if you will, and pick your poison there. Was Brecken Hager really that got in first and will be credited with the sack for that. That would be his 3rd and a half sack, as he gets full credit for that, does the sophomore inside linebacker, and of course the youngest son of Britt Hager, lifetime Longhorn Britt Hager.
And go back to the numbers for Anderson, just an impossible situation for a new head coach and Darren Shaw. You got to feel for him, only having less than 30 guys on the roster. You see on this depth chart, 2 deep depth chart, some positions only having 1 guy listed, so it's a tough spot, especially in 5A, playing a team like Westlake.
And there's another errant snap that's going to go over the head of Easton Johnson. Now he's just looking to get it away, and does. Credit to him there, and he's going to let it bounce. Will the Westlake Chaparral defenders there, as they'll take a nice roll. So what could have been tragic yet again is a huge effort for Easton Johnson, as he got away a line drive punt that knocked the ball back to the Chaparral 35-yard line. So just a heck of an effort individually there by Easton Johnson.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play there by Easton Johnson. Probably a play that Darren Shaw would have liked to have seen Johnson make in the end zone earlier, but a good job there. That's, as we said, that's panic time for a punter. Anytime that ball goes over your head, he was able to gather it. He had a Westlake defender coming on him, and he made a nice rugby-style punt all the way down to the 35, and some of Westlake's worst field position so far in this game.
1st down and 10 with 2 wide receivers here to the near side right, 1 to the far side left, a back on either side of Jordan Sievert. It's Carter along with Cantor in the backfield from the 35-yard line. And now just a little handoff to Carter. Carter bouncing it outside. Carter steps and starts into the 50, to the 40, down the left sideline, has 2 men to beat, and Keith Carter trying to make his way inside the red zone. It does, and he's finally knocked down at the 10-yard line. Wow, what a huge run from the 35-yard line in Chaparral territory to the 10-yard line in Trojan territory, just like that. A 55-yard scamper for our Chap of the Week, Keith Carter.
And you see Chris Cantor with the lead block here on the outside, along with Judge Finley. Sprung Carter for the long gain. Great job of blocking right at the point of attack, right at the line of scrimmage. And that's the difference right there between a few-yard gain and a 55-yard gain for Keith Carter.
2 wide receivers to the far side right, 1 here to the near side left. The motion man is boxed. Now back to pass to Sievert. With plenty of time, here comes the rush. Fires into the end zone, and that pass is caught. Caught for a touchdown. Wow, what a great grab there for the Westlake Chaparrals. And getting his first touchdown of his varsity career is Brendan Cox as he hauls it in for the score. Touchdown, Westlake.
And a lot of drag crossing routes here for Jordan Sievert. He had all the time in the world for the play to develop. And a nice throw here to Brendan Cox, and he got lost by the defense. All those crossing receivers for Westlake. There were a few guys running open in the end zone, and Sievert found Cox, and a nice catch there for the senior and his first touchdown catch of his career.
So with 2:40 remaining, Elliott will hold for Barden. The snap down, the kick up, and the kick is good. With 2:40 to play here in the first half, it is all Westlake. The Chaparrals 33, Anderson nothing. Live from Chaparral Stadium, this is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45 Steak for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
We welcome you back. Your salon at the Domain Scoring Drive, a 2-play, 65-yard drive, 55 of it, courtesy of Keith Carter. And, of course, the final 10 belonging to the reception by Brendan Cox from his quarterback, Jordan Sievert. For Sievert, that is his second touchdown pass of the half. And for Westlake, they are rolling here 33-0 with 2:40 to play in the first half. Barden will kick this one back. Once again, Daryl Bunton will watch it go 8 yards deep. And once again, the Trojan defense will start from their own 25, or Trojan offense will start from their own 25.
I don't know how Michael Barden gets those kickoffs to stop on a dime. That's twice in a row now. A deep kickoff into the end zone, not even bouncing anywhere. But good job there by the Westlake offense. They've really settled into a rhythm, as we've mentioned, in this second quarter, and have been unstoppable for this Anderson defense. Now a 33-0 lead for the Chaparrals, and Anderson, one district game coming into this game, had a bye week when Westlake played their first district game, but last week Anderson lost 54-17 against Del Valle. Del Valle's a team to watch out for. They've outscored opponents 92-17 so far in district play.
On first down and 10 for the 25-yard line, just a nice little screen pass here to Ortiz. Ortiz unable to get back to the original line of scrimmage as he'll lose 2 yards back to the 23-yard line. So good defense and good pressure up front by the Chaparral defense.
Yeah, I mentioned Del Valle. They moved up a couple years ago from 4A, and it was a little bit of an adjustment period, and it looks as if they may be growing in strength out in East Austin. 3-3 on the season, 2-0 in district. Definitely a better football team than we've seen the last couple of years, and that will be Westlake's next game at Del Valle next week.
And it will be courtesy of Mr. Cleveland, the talented tailback and athlete for the Del Valle Cardinals, and he is one of the reasons they are run happy. It's Cleveland right, Cleveland left, and we will definitely see that next week. On second down and 12, the handoff will go inside to Ortiz. Ortiz at 5'9", just trying to skate his way out to the 25-yard line, makes it back to the 27, so he does pick up positive yardage, but it looks like they're going to say that his forward progress actually stopped at the 26-yard line, and it will be third down here for the Anderson Trojans.
Yeah, there's a hole there off tackle, and John Dodd just came up, flying up from his safety position to close the hole quickly. Forced the ball carrier to go back inside and really couldn't find any room in that Westlake defense.
So the Trojans call for Chris Collins as he runs in from the sidelines on third down and 8. He'll complete receivers, a dual receiver, if you will, here to the near side left with Blake Allen, the lone receiver, to the far side right on third and 8. Ball right in the middle of the hash marks. It'll be a play fake here, and now just trying to dance out of a zone read is Easton Johnson. He'll fall forward to the 29-yard line and pick up 2 yards, and once again, it'll be fourth down. The clock will run here with 50 seconds, but a timeout has been taken.
Going to be a personal foul here on Westlake. One of the Anderson receivers at the end of the play, after the play was over, dove with the legs of one of the Westlake corners, and he retaliated with a little push to the back as the Anderson receiver is laying on the ground. Nothing real.
After the play was over, a personal foul by the defense. After the 15-yard penalty, that also carries an automatic first down.
I was watching the play the whole time and watching it happen, and it really was not a malicious push to the back. It was pretty tame, I guess you'd say, and the referee, the back judge, all the way back at the 35-yard line, saw the push. Certainly not a terrible call by any means. He did push him after the play, but one you could have also let go.
Now Anderson will have an opportunity to keep the ball. Good field position here for their own 44-yard line on first down and 10. Johnson with the back to his left. That's Ortiz. The handoff to Ortiz. Ortiz trying to bounce it outside, and does. Out to the 45, just outside the right hash mark, to the 47-yard line, and he pushes his way out to the 48 as Brecken Hager and Carson Spencer check into the ball game. But nice gain there for Chris Ortiz, the smaller of the two backs with Daryl Bunton, certainly a scat back, if you will, and checked in nicely when Daryl Bunton last week got injured in the first half. That was part of the reason the Trojans just could not get it going against the Cardinals a week ago. The wide receiver to the far side right, 2 here to the near side left. After a 4-yard pickup, it'll be second down, but that will do it for the first half of football as the clock expires here in the first half, and what has been a busy one for the Chaparrals. Started slow, only 10 points in the first quarter for the Westlake Chaparrals, but they are up for 23 in the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes for Jordan Sievert, 2 rushing touchdowns for Ben Slaughter, and all in all, along with a safety and a field goal, that's our 33-point put-out for the Westlake Chaparrals here as they go in with nothing but zeros, the Anderson Trojans. So again, a shutout of the first half, and right now we've seen what the Westlake defense has been able to do in district play. 7 points given up to the Bowie Bulldogs, 7 points given up late in the ball game against the Aikens Eagles. No points here in the first half, and we go down to the sidelines and Abe Garcia, who's with Darren Allman.
Coach, a very workmanlike first half. Offense always gets a lot of the credit, but tell me a little bit about how your defense has been playing.
Yeah, they played well. You know, the Andersons moved the ball on some people this year, and so it's exciting. We need to get some turnovers. That's one thing that we've talked about the last couple of weeks. It hadn't happened. As well as we've played, we hadn't created turnovers like we would like to do, and so we'd like to get that going in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you. See you in the second half.
That's Abe Garcia down on the sidelines. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell up here in the UFCU broadcast booth. Okay, first half thoughts. Sputtering just a little bit, tried to get the timing. You can see the onus is on the passing game, like you said, to get Jordan Sievert some confidence.
And he did that with the long pass play to Brandon Box. He had a couple nice passes there in the second quarter. Really got some rhythm going, but really the best part of this Westlake offense, didn't put the ball on the ground once, which is really a key, as we saw early in the season. Did that a lot. And that's a good thing to see from the Westlake offense.
He's John, I'm Joe. We'll be back for the second half of action right after this. Again, we take you to the halftime show with highlights here. You're listening to live coverage and watching live coverage of Westlake football. Your halftime score, Westlake 33, Anderson nothing. This is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
Bedbugs can invade your home via unexpected places, like from a college dorm room or a family trip. Bedbugs are hard to detect and almost impossible for a homeowner to get rid of themselves. ABC's heat remediation process is the most effective non-chemical treatment available. Heat gets rid of bedbugs in a matter of hours with no damage to household contents. With a single treatment, rooms can return to normal use free of bedbugs. For bedbug problems, call ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
At the Vinchung Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45-STEAK for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime for the Westlake Chaparral Marching Band. Leading the Chap Band are this year's drum majors, Tanya Haddad, Sarah Hooper, and Brandon Bergeron. Marchers of the week are trumpet player Duncan Waldrop and flute player Rebecca Boudreau. Guard member of the week is Stephanie Lala. I ask you to tap into your imagination, and before you is not a playing field, but an expansive, beautiful ballroom in which a striking grand staircase is being assembled and a dozen shimmering candelabras will be wheeled in place. Tonight is an elegant night at the ball as portrayed by the Chap Band and called Promenade. The festivities are announced with a stately brass fanfare as the guests begin to arrive, followed by the music of Dmitri Shostakovich entitled Festive Overture. Couples then pair up as the dancing begins with a waltz. One special couple sees each other across the ballroom and begins to fall in love to the sounds of Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini by Rachmaninoff. Just as the couple is about to share a romantic hug on the staircase, they are interrupted by a piccolo trumpet player who comes bumbling down the stairs. Things begin to loosen up a bit and turn lively as the guests have some fun to the music taken from 4 Scottish dances by Malcolm Arnold. Finally, it begins to get late, and it's time for the guests to go home. The opening music of Festive Overture returns as the guests scurry around and then exit back up the stairs and out of the ballroom. So now please enjoy Promenade. An outstanding performance by the Westlake High School Marching Band. And as the grand staircase is removed from the ballroom, let me announce that this year's band officers are President Landon Hagedis, Vice President Chris Dasher, Secretary Gina Lee, Treasurer Nina Lee, Quartermaster Scott Newman, Historian Charlotte Price, Librarian Kristen Astrachan, Representative at Large Soto Dedis, Color Guard Captain Emily Gerhardt, Percussion Captain Lily Pipkin, Jazz Representative Aaron Abear, and Freshman Representative Brandon Lee. Last Saturday, the Shap Band performed in its first competition of the season at Vista Ridge Marching Festival and finished second place overall out of 15 bands. Well done, Shap Band. And tomorrow night, they perform here in an exhibition at the Westlake Marching Festival at 7 p.m. We hope you can attend. And now it's time for the Westlake Highline under the direction of Chelsea Capizzuti and Lindsay Young. The award-winning Highline continues with a rich tradition of excellence. Highline's board members are President Helen Heston, Vice President Stephanie Hoyer, Spirit Director Maddie Bidding, Public Relations Elizabeth Brigham, Treasurer Mary Ferguson, Secretary Hannah Fauché, and Historian Lauren Lardner. Take it away, ladies. The Highline officers are Second Lieutenant Nikki Borderlawn, Second Lieutenant Samantha Brocklehurst, Second Lieutenant Elena Garcia, Second Lieutenant Lindsay Horton, Second Lieutenant Kia Race, First Lieutenant Maddie Settle, and Captain Jacqueline Breskern. This week's Dancer of the Week is Sabrina Sanchez. And the Spirit Girl of the Week is Paloma Norton. Tonight, the Highline performs for your entertainment an exciting kick routine to Taking It to the Streets.
We welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium inside the UFCU broadcast booth. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell, Abe Garcia down on the sidelines. And of course, we want to remind you, not only are you listening live on the radio and on your Shap app and at westlakenation.com, but you are watching the YNN replay on YNN Sports, cable channel 1509. You can catch this broadcast live on Sunday at 9 a.m. Of course, live on tape, if you will, as we welcome all of you back to Chaparral Stadium. A very enlightening halftime performance from the Westlake and the Anderson Band. And of course, it's water break time as we welcome all of you back for the second half kickoff. We go to our statistical information here with our graphic coming up. 292 total yards for Westlake to just 31 of the Anderson Trojans. 9 rushing yards, 22 passing yards. And again, the 4 touchdowns, the safety, and the field goal by Michael Barden, his 5th of the season. And John, when you think about it, Westlake scored in every which way possible except a return for a touchdown on defense. That's the only way they did not score in the game of football in the first half.
Yeah, and Coach Allman, that was really the biggest thing he said in that first half interview that Abe Garcia did, was he wants to see this defense create turnovers. Now, whether or not they return it for a touchdown, I don't think he cares about that, but he wants to see more turnovers. But good news is the offense doing a good job of taking the care of the football as well.
Indeed. We welcome you back as we are set for the second half kickoff. Again, a reminder that Westlake won the toss and they elected to receive in the first half, so they will kick here in the second half. And Michael Barden spoiling the night of Daryl Bunton so far, as he's watched every single kickoff sail over his head 8 yards deep. He's having a chat with Mike Barrett, probably saying, hey, Mike, you think they'll kick it to me this time just to see what I can do? Because that's exactly what Aikens and the 68-7 blowout of Westlake, that's what we saw. We had to see what this particular unit for Westlake on the special teams can do. And what did they do? They recovered 3 mishandled kickoffs by the Aikens Eagles and turned those 3 into 21 points. Barden will kick it off. It'll be short, but not short enough for Daryl Bunton. In fact, actually, it sails there at the back end of the kick to hit exactly the same spot it always does, about exactly 8 yards deep. You think Michael Barden practices just a little bit on kickoffs, just a tad?
He definitely has a strong leg, and he's been definitely a weapon for this Westlake team all year.
Let's go down to the sidelines at Abe Garcia. Abe?
Just a little add on a little bit to what John said about Michael Barden. I actually talked to him a couple of games ago, and I would listening to him practice kick, and I was like, how do you get so much power behind your kick? And he's always saying it's always the approach to the ball. You got to speed up, and right there, bam.
It's always like a golf swing is what most kickers talk about. Now here's the play action, and we see a backup quarterback in the ball game as Kirby Hill, the 5'11", 170-pound sophomore, rolls to his near side left, and meeting him head on is Brecken Hager before he had to get rid of the football. So it will be second down and 10 as the sophomores greet each other there in the middle of the defensive field. 2 sophomores on the inside, 2 seniors on the outside, and 2 backups that can play immediately. You are 6 deep at linebacker, and if actually you include Michael Edwards, you're 7 deep at linebacker. Not a bad place for depth, and every single one of them with speed. From the right hash on second down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Again, it's Kirby Hill in the ball game, 17 of 39 on the season. The handoff to Bunton. Bunton shredding tacklers across the 25 out to the 27-yard line, and he's wrestled down just shy of the 29-yard line. So a nice pickup there of 4 yards for Daryl Bunton, and we see a little change of pace with Kirby Hill in the ball game, the young sophomore for the Trojans.
And we mentioned last week after halftime of the Aikens game that really the goal of Westlake needs to be just to stay healthy, get guys into the game, build that depth that's already there, continue to build that depth, and get some guys on the field that didn't really get a chance to get on the field in non-district play.
So a back on either side of Hill, the handoff on third down, and here comes a swarm of defenders, and name your poison there, but that time it was Anthony Patino getting there early and laying the big hit on Daryl Bunton in the backfield. A loss back to the 25-yard line, and it's punting time. There's your answered bell by the defense. After a change of pace at quarterback with Kirby Hall, some positive plays for the Trojans on the ground. This time the defense answers on third down and forces a punt for the Trojans.
Yeah, this defensive line for Westlake really having a heck of a ball game. Patino, Mansour, Womack really getting into the backfield of Anderson and disrupting all sorts of plays throughout this entire football game.
33-0, and Westlake waiting patiently for the football. Tate Shaw along with Cohen back deep to receive. Now Easton Johnson will get this punt away. It'll be a short spiraling punt that'll hit at the 50-yard line and take a Anderson bounce. And now getting away from it are all the Chaparrals. It'll roll inside the 40-yard line down to the 38. And that's where Westlake will start. First down and 10 as they move right to left on your radio dial, on your computer screen at westlakennation.com. And we invite all of you to follow us on our Facebook and Twitter pages, facebook.com/Westlake Sports and twitter.com. We take a look at District 15-5A atop Lake Travis and Westlake. No surprise there. Del Valley, kind of a surprise. They are in the bye week, and they await the Chaparrals. They take the week off, and we will be on the road next week with the broadcast starting at 7 o'clock as we head to Del Valley. As Westlake battles the Cardinals for district supremacy. It will be a battle of a 2-0 team in Del Valley and a 3-0 team Westlake, assuming this lead holds. Handoff here to the near side. Elliot Condos. Condos to midfield. Breaks one tackle. Shoves another tackler out of the way. Inside the 45-yard line, down to the 44. Nice run by Elliot Condos, and that's the power of the Westlake rushing game. A big pickup of 18 yards and a first down for Elliot Condos.
We've really been waiting to see Elliot Condos carry the football in this game. We talked about last game ad nauseum the running style of Elliot Condos, and you see the tough running style and just the want to that Elliot Condos has to get more yardage.
3 wide receivers and an errant snap. Jordan Seaver's going to have to fall on it, rolling right. Now trying to look for running room, and he is stripped there, or at least someone tries to strip him on the far side, and it looked like the linebacker coming in from the near side there was Connor Gabriel. Gabriel took a swipe at the football, and an errant snap, the first one we've seen tonight, and Sievert had to reverse his field back to the Chaparral 48-yard line. A huge loss of 8 yards on the play, and it'll be second down and 18. The ball resting at the Chaparral 48-yard line at the right hash. Not the way you want to start the second half despite the big lead. 2 wide receivers here to the near side left. Keith Carter in the backfield to the left of Jordan Sievert. Cantor, the halfback in front of the formation here. A slight modified pistol to the left. Back to pass and rolling here to the near side. Now stopping. Here comes the pressure. And now he feels the pressure, does Sievert. Goes right, fires right, and that passes over the head of the intended receiver downfield, Josh Latham. But a nice job in the pocket. Pocket awareness there for Jordan Sievert.
Yeah, the left defensive end for Anderson was able to get around. I think it was Garrett Willis or maybe it was Silas Conley, able to get around the edge and get the pressure on Sievert. Had he continued to throw that football like he was about to, probably would have been stripped out of his hands. So a good job of tucking it down and rolling out to the right. A little overthrown on the pass, but could have been worse.
Inside 9 minutes to play, third quarter, 33-0. Westlake's first possession of the second half. 3 wide receivers here to the near side left. Here comes the pressure, and Jordan Sievert tosses it. That is a forward toss. That's a fumble. No, they're going to call that a forward pass. I do not know how you would call that a forward pass, and it's incomplete. So that ball is actually incomplete. Not too sure if that's going to be, we look at it here, and it does look like actually with a further vantage point, it didn't necessarily look, or at least kind of looked like a shuttle pass forward. And upon further review, which we have the opportunity to do here, it definitely is an incomplete pass, but a dangerous move there. Is nice pressure up front from Anderson. And the first opportunity that we've seen Jordan Sievert under pressure. On 4th down and 18, it's punting time for Michael Barton. He gets this one up, and it's end over end. It's going to hit at the 20 and take a sideways hop, and it'll be down to there by Dalton Brown inside the 19-yard line. So both offenses sputtering here early on. 3 and out for Anderson. Westlake does pick up 1 first down, but they sputter as well with an over-the-head snap from center that backed him up 8 yards, and really those are the kinds of mistakes. Even in a 33-0 game, you heard Darren Allman talk about it. You've got to play like a championship team right now. And even though Jordan Sievert, definitely some of the positives in that drive, John, he was able to have some good pocket awareness to avoid the big mistake. But the big mistake is obviously the errant snap. 2 wide receivers to the far side left. Kirby Hill over the middle, and that pass is in and out of the hands of the would-be receiver here at the 25-yard line. And that's Xavier Garcia, the tight end. Nice pressure and nice coverage there by the Westlake Chaparrals defensively.
Yeah, what I said at halftime that Westlake did so well in that first half was not put the ball on the ground once. Well, you see what that does to a drive. An errant snap, dropped in the backfield. Sievert has to take a sack, a loss, big loss on first down, really just puts you behind the chains, and they could not recover on the play. And Anderson did a good job of getting pressure on Sievert on second and third down as well.
Gavin Graham, along with Chris Collins and Blake Allen in the formation receiver-wise. A quick pass to Kirby Hall to the far side. A flag comes down in the backfield, and Mike Barrett gets called, or calls the penalty, and it is going to be a chop block. Or excuse me, no, actually, the flag flies here, and John, the penalty looked like, I thought at the end it might be a chop block by the offensive line, but it's actually going to be a penalty on Westlake.
Yeah, going to be roughing the passer on one of the Westlake defenders. I couldn't see who made the hit on Johnson.
Personal foul, roughing the passer by the defense, a shot to the neck and the head. The yardage will be added on to the end of the play. It is a first down.
So that pass was complete out to the 30-yard line. They get 50, or out to the 25-yard line, and that's a 6-yard gain on the pass. 15 yards more gets them to the 40-yard line. On the left hash, the Trojans with 2 wide receivers to the far side left, 1 here to the near side right. Kirby Hall passes up into traffic, intended for Xavier Garcia. It goes over Garcia's head. He threw into 3 Westlake defenders there with Canyon Mansky and Jack Meredith, along with John Dodd. But I tell you what, Kirby Hall, despite the fact that he's a sophomore, he definitely has the look of a quarterback, and he stands tall in the pocket and has a very quick release. So an interesting turn of events here for the Anderson Trojans. No doubt it might not make a difference in this ball game, but in this drive, Kirby Hall definitely has his wits about him. 2 wide receivers to the far side left, 1 here to the near side right on second down after that incomplete pass. Hand off to Daryl Bunton. Bunton wrapped up right at the 40-yard line, and not 2 but 3 chaparrals. Jacob Mansour in there as well, and Michael Edwards making a play on Daryl Bunton at the 40-yard line. A slight gain of about half a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 9 from the Trojan 41.
Yeah, you have a senior quarterback in Easton Johnson who, when you're down 33-0 in the 3rd quarter, the offense has been ineffective. Why not turn to the sophomore in Kirby Hill, the future of this Anderson offense at the quarterback position? Darren Shaw wants to see what his sophomore quarterback can do against a Westlake defense.
Carried the ball 13 times for 14 yards, 17 of 39 for 167 yards passing. So he's had some time here early in the season. 3 wide receivers here to the near side right on 3rd and 9 from the 41. Now trying to escape a sack, and he's not going to be able to do it. Wrapped up by not 1 but 2. And Mason Pitts will get credit for half a sack, as will Daniel Aidman, the sophomore defensive end. So we see both Pitts and Aidman get credit for half a sack each, and they drop Kirby Hall in the backfield for a loss. It'll be 4th down, back to the 26-yard line in Trojan territory. Derek Cohen will trot out, as will Canyon Mansky, and they will set up shop inside their own territory right around the 28-yard line. We'll see what happens here.
Good to see Mason Pitts get in there on a play. He got a lot of playing time in the non-district schedule. The last few weeks been nursing a turf toe injury. Able to get in here in the 3rd quarter. Also able to get in near the end of the game against Aikens last week, trying to work his way into the rotation.
Easton Johnson back to kick this punt away. It's a high spiraling punt, so the senior will stay in the ballgame as the punter. It will take a sideways hop, bounce towards the 30-yard line, and it looks like it will bounce out of bounds at the 32. So Westlake puts up 33 points in the first half with 6:43 to play here in the 3rd quarter. They have yet to score. Unfortunately, Anderson turned away there after a personal foul penalty, roughing the passer with an illegal hit to the neck and head area. Gave Anderson a first down, 15 yards after a 6-yard passing play, but the Trojans unable to come up with another first down as the Chaparral defense holds. 2 wide receivers here to the near side left in the pistol formation for Jordan Sievert. First down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Handoff goes up the middle, trying to knife his way forward to the 35-yard line is Ben Slaughter. Slaughter already over 124 yards rushing, and with that carry gets out to about the 32, so it'll be, or 33-yard line, so it'll be a pickup of 1 yard. 2nd down and 9, 6:25 to play. Patrick Elliott will split out to the slot right. 1 receiver here to the near side left, a back on either side out of the shotgun on 2nd and 9. This time the handoff will go to Slaughter. Slaughter trying to turn a corner and cannot do it. He is wrapped up in the backfield inside the 31-yard line, and he'll be knocked down at the 30. Huge play there by the Trojan defense, and it's Connor Gabriel along with Aaron Marshall, the linebacking crew, wrapping up Ben Slaughter, not allowing the junior, who scored twice on the ground already tonight, to get around that right corner at the 30. A loss of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Chaparrals from the right hash mark.
And just killing his yards per carry average too. 9 carries, 124 yards in the first half. really the star of the Westlake offense in the first half.
On third down, rolling here to the near side is Jordan. Now looking downfield, has a man, and that pass is overthrown. And separation was there for John Rhodes, who has also been battling injury from basically 2 days into tonight. We've seen him in spurts. He has a couple of catches tonight for 22 yards, but that time the junior got some space on his defender here on the near side. Jordan just could not pick him up out of the route quick enough, and it's fourth down for Westlake. So again, the offense having some struggles early on, a la the first quarter when they came out of the locker room to kick the game off.
And those corner routes where the wide receiver is running towards the sideline but running down the field at the same time, it's a hard throw to make on a rope, on a line, and Jordan Sievert tried to zing it in there to the receiver, and instead probably should have put a little more air under that football, especially with a defender coming on the back.
A high snap, but Barden jumping and leaping up and making the catch. He'll kick the ball here to the near side. It'll take a hop at the 28-yard line, bounce backwards to the 29, and it'll be down there by Tate Shaw, just inside the 30-yard line. So Anderson will get the ball at their own 30-yard line, 70 yards away from Paydirt as they try to get something going here with 5:23 to play in the third quarter. Westlake with the same lead they had at the break, 33-0. And we'll see if Kirby Hall comes back out to command the troops here on offense, or if Anderson has another quarterback hidden somewhere. It looks like it will be Kirby Hall. So the Trojan offense, the men of Troy dressed in their white uniforms, white jersey tops with blue numerals, trimmed in gold, low snap, but out of the gun. Kirby Smith looking left, and that pass is batted down. Wow, what a nice play there. Coming up is Luke Womack from his defensive end, and that's what happens when a linebacker can jump down and play defensive end. He has the athletic ability to either stand up or go in a three-point. That time he was covering the wide receiver on the far side of the field in front of the Anderson bench and just leaped up and knocked that ball down from Kirby Hill.
Yeah, an impressive play there by Womack, especially with big Marquise Moses blocking him at 6'4", 265 pounds. Womack did a great job of reading the quarterback, getting his hand up in the air to bat that ball away.
Two wide receivers to the far side left, two here to the near side right from the right hash mark on second down and 10 from the Trojan 30. Here's Kirby. Hall passing it out to Blake Allen, and now knocking him down. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. How many chaparrals? Ashton Drenner in there on the back end, and Michael Edwards there on the front end. And in between, two more chaparrals, as Blake Allen had absolutely zero real estate. A loss of 1, and it's third down and 11 inside 5 minutes to play third quarter.
You know, this Westlake defense does not want to have what happened last week against Aikens happen here in the third quarter, and that's a fluke touchdown. Well, I shouldn't say a fluke. It was a great play by Aikens, but you want to get that shutout. 3 shutouts in district play last week or last year for this Westlake Chaparral defense. Have yet to have one, have 7 points given up in their 2 district ball games.
Two wide receivers to the far side left. Here comes the pressure, and that's going to be intentional grounding again, as huge pressure from Mason Pitts. And Mason Pitts just got off the ball in a hurry, and Kirby Hill, I should say, had absolutely nowhere to go but to throw the ball and get rid of it, almost like a blow the whistle play.
Intentional grounding by the offense. It is a loss of down at the spot. It will be fourth down.
It is fourth down. It was already third down, so the loss of down doesn't matter, as they will punt again from their own side of the field. Easton Johnson will check in to punt. And at some point in time, you have to just give your hats off to not only the first team defensively, but the second team as well. And that's what happens when you have depth. There really isn't a first or second. They all blend together. You're talking about guys that have played with each other for a very long time. This is not only a heavy-laden senior class, but also a very powerful junior class sprayed with some sophomores in there. All of them at one time or another have all played together. Johnson gets this punt away. It'll be called for a fair catch at the 50-yard line by Tate Shaw, and the Chaparrals will have half the field to work with here. No score out of the locker room for the Chaparrals and the Trojans. Westlake with the commanding lead, 33-0, and we're here 44-22 remaining in the third quarter, and we go down to the sidelines and Abe Garcia. Abe?
Joe, if we thought that Coach Allman was a little upset about his defense not getting any turnovers, he can't be really that happy, and I say that loosely, about how the way his offense has been playing this, this second half. They haven't been able to extend drives. I expect them to extend some drives here, get a couple of touchdowns. I don't see Coach Allman being too happy on the sidelines right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Play like a champion, and that's exactly the mantra that Allman wants his crew to follow no matter the opponent. Always be cold-blooded on the play action. Trying to be cold-blooded is Jordan Sievert, and he throws a dagger at the 40-yard line, and it is complete. A nice job there coming out of the route there by Patrick Elliott, and he makes the grab. A 17-yard pickup there, and it's a first down for Westlake inside the 35-yard line down to the 33.
And Sievert does a great job on those hitch routes. Really good throw there.
And we get a look at it on the replay, and just Patrick Elliott just running that nice little back route. Two wide receivers here to the near side left, one to the far side right on first down and 10 from the Trojan 33. A two-step drop and an absolute rope thrown, and it is caught at the 20-yard line by John Rhodes. Rhodes with a low throw, able to go down and get it. That's exactly what Rhodes did, and he made the grab at the 19-yard line. That is a pickup of 14 yards, back-to-back first down passing plays for Jordan Sievert and his receiving core. Two wide receivers here to the near side left. One to the far side right from the right hash on first and 10 from the Trojan 19. Little sense of urgency here for the Westlake offense as they run out of a pistol formation. Now moving to the left side of the formation is Chris Cantor. A snap of the ball, two-step drop. Here comes the pressure. Now pump faking, running to the near side is Jordan. Has a man, it's Chris Cantor. It goes into his hands and then out of his hands, and it is dropped. Incomplete pass. The clock will stop at 3:21 to play third quarter.
And you could see Chris Cantor look up as that ball was arriving. Clearly was not concentrating on making the catch, was wondering where he could run after the catch, but a great job there by Jordan Sievert. You see the size of Jordan Sievert at 6'4", 220, able to break a tackle in the backfield and get the ball off to Chris Cantor on a nice throw, just drop the football.
Two wide receivers to the short side of the field. That's the right side. Two-step drop for Jordan. Man-on-man coverage going for Brandon Box. Leaping up and making the grab, and it bounces off his shoulder pad. Incomplete. On second down and 10, the clock will stop, and that time is just man-on-man. And Chad Lanfer was in there on the coverage, and it was spectacular coverage at that. But a nice throw from Jordan Sievert, and Box cannot come down with it. Incomplete pass, and it'll be third down for the Westlake Chaparrals, well within Michael Barton field goal range, but they like to get 6 here. Two wide receivers here to the near side left, one to the far side right on third down and 10 from the 19-yard line in Trojan territory in the Mini-Boston red zone. A back on either side. Here's the play action. Jordan looking to the right, has a man. That pass caught at the 15-yard line. Now angling back towards the numbers, down to the 12. This time on the same play to the opposite side of the field, Chris Cantor makes the grab and moves the ball forward. It'll be an interesting decision here on fourth down and 2 with the line of scrimmage just outside the 11-yard line and the 9-yard line needed for the first down, and the Chaparrals are going for it. Fourth down, a good opportunity here. It's fourth down and 3 officially here. It's actually a short 3 as the nose of the football just outside the 11-yard line. And they'll stack it up in the backfield, and when we've seen this formation, it's been a simple toss to the right. Now going in motion here is Chris Cantor. It's a toss to the right, a toss to Slaughter. Slaughter inside the 10, inside the 5, first down yardage and more as he's inside the 3-yard line, down to the 2, first and goal, Westlake within striking distance. Now checking in is Keith Carter, and this is exactly what the Chap of the Week was talking about. Sometimes one back will do most of the grunt work between the 20s, and then it gets close. And normally we would see Sean Rawlings take over at this time. Rawlings with concussion-like symptoms after the hit he took on that 82-yard scamper for a touchdown. Didn't really know what was going on. Now Cantor going in motion on first and goal. Here's the toss to Carter. Carter trying to get to the end zone, plunges his way down to the goal line, and Keith Carter, our Chap of the Week, gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Westlake.
Good strong play there by the Westlake offense. The offensive line doing a good job blocking on the outside, and Keith Carter shows some power as he encountered some Anderson defenders right at the 1-yard line. And you got to be careful with that football. Those Anderson defenders trying to get it out of there, but unable to do it. And Keith Carter puts the ball over the goal line for the touchdown for Westlake as they get their first touchdown here of the second half. Expect to see the Westlake first-team offense remain in the game for a little while longer.
Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good for Michael Barton. 2:02 to play here in the third quarter. We take our first break. It's Westlake 40, Anderson nothing. This is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
The Steam Team, your #1 choice for cleaning residential and commercial carpet, tile, and wood flooring, upholstery, air ducts, and more, including 24-hour emergency water and fire damage restoration. The Steam Team is an Austin original, locally owned and operated since 1983. All employees are trained and certified by the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration. We guarantee our services and will do whatever it takes to please our customers. Call 451-TEAM or online at thesteamteam.com.
We welcome you back. Getting a look at Jordan Sievert there. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell, Abe Garcia down on the sideline. The Salon at the Domain scoring drive. 7 plays, 50 yards. Took 2 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. The 2-yard touchdown run by Keith Carter. And for the senior, and of course our Chap of the Week, you heard his interview. And for Keith Carter on the season, that is his 3rd touchdown run for the senior tailback. And it's brought to you by the Salon at the Domain. They're all about relationships. Visit salonatthedomain.com. That's salonatthedomain.com. And a flying saucer-like kick for Michael Barton as that one kind of turned on its side as the pigskin just literally looked like a flying disc goes out of the back of the end zone. I'm not sure how you kick that, Abe Garcia. Abe, I know you played soccer. How do you do that?
I can't do what Michael Barton does. I give you about 30 yards, not 60. I mean, he puts them on a rope.
Absolutely. No height advantage at all as he almost hits the pit here behind the north end zone at Chaparral Stadium. As it will be Anderson football. They'll move left to right here with 2:02 to play. Make sure you like their Facebook page, the Salon at the Domain. So get on Facebook.com. You're on it already. So search the Salon at the Domain. Like their Facebook page and give them a visit this weekend. Salon at the Domain. You never have a bad hair day. And the handoff again for Anderson. And for the Trojans running the football, it's Braden Buckman, the sophomore, gets his first carry. Also in the game as a linebacker as well. And he takes it for a 1-yard gain out to the 26-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and 9.
A quick score update from District 15 5A. Lake Travis beating Aikens 52-0. And then the other game, Austin High and Bowie tied at 14. Both of those teams looking for their first district win of the season.
And hats off to the Maroons as they were down 14-0 at half. So they've come back to tie that one up. 2 wide receivers here to the near side right. Kirby Hall hands off to Ortiz. Ortiz dropped immediately in the backfield. Nice play there coming in off the side is Canyon Mansky. And Mansky gets a charge in on the defensive side of the ball. And he makes a big pop on Ortiz. A loss of 2 yards back to the 23-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Trojans. And this defense will not stop for the Chaparrals.
And going back to Austin High, we haven't been able to see them this year, obviously, but just judging from the scores, it seems like the defense is playing at a different level this year than we've seen in the past.
Of course, Mike Rosenthal, the brand new head coach, and with a little bit of NFL experience and a little Notre Dame luck, he's got Austin High playing much better defense these days. Now here comes the rush, and Hill passes it over the middle, and that pass is caught. Little screen to Ortiz there, and he gets back to what originally was the line of scrimmage, but it's a 2-yard passing gain, and Ortiz a little woozy getting up, but he picks up the 2 yards. It'll be 4th down, and once again, it'll be a decision here from Darren Shaw. Find out exactly what he wants to do here on 4th down with 9 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. And it looks like they're going to let this clock run out. And like they did in the 2nd quarter, they will punt on the first play of the 4th quarter. So with that, we'll take a 60-second timeout. After 3 quarters of play, Westlake 40, Anderson nothing. Live from Chaparral Stadium in Austin, this is Westlake football.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
As we welcome you back to the fourth quarter of play, it'll be Easton Johnson. The first play of the fourth quarter will be a punt. Back deep to receive here will be Derek Cohen. And get you the other, it's Tate Shaw is the other Westlake receiver back deep right around their own 45-yard line as Johnson is just inside his 15-yard line. Here's the snap. It's a good one. And Johnson gets a load of time to get this one away. It'll angle here to the near side left, take a nice bounce for Easton, and it'll stop on a dime inside the 15 and roll even further down to the 12. So a great punt by Easton Johnson as he got off a beauty of a punt as the senior has relinquished his quarterback duties and has two excellent punts. And that time the net yardage, a 63-yard boot, doing his best Michael Barden impersonation, is Easton Johnson. So a heck of a punt there by the senior Trojan.
Looks like some of the personnel, sorry, Joe, it looks like some of the second team personnel is coming out on the field. So Coach Allman trying to get some of that second team personnel in. I thought we might see the first team in again to try to get one more scoring drive in this second half.
And we will see Jordan Sievert here. He remains in the ball game, and the handoff will go straight up the gut to Elliot Condos. Condos out to the 15 to the 16-yard line, so it's a pickup of 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Condos and Russell Pape. Also seeing Silas Connolly still in the ball game, along with Keith Carter. And it's actually not Jordan Sievert. It's actually a young man wearing the number 12. We actually have a updated Westlake roster, updated literally this morning, and unfortunately that does not have a number 12 on it. So number 12 in at quarterback, and the handoff goes to Condos. Condos rumbling, actually, excuse me, it's Keith Carter. Carter rumbling right up the gut for a first down run along that right hash mark out to the 28-yard line, and John Rhodes is in the ball game. John Rhodes is at quarterback. So thought it was a number 12. It's actually a number 18. And the problem with John Rhodes' uniform, and it happens to a lot of them, they put that inside stick 'em on so it sticks tightly to their pads so those defenders can't grab onto the shirt. So he has that 8 all scrunched up, and from our vantage point, it looks like a 12. We thought we had a ghost man in there for Westlake, but it's John Rhodes getting his first opportunities at quarterback. Handing the ball off, running to the left side of the formation is Keith Carter. Carter just banging his way from the 29 out to the 35-yard line, and it's a pickup of 5 yards. Good tough running there by Keith Carter as we get a look at John Rhodes, who has played quarterback. Obviously, his father, the offensive coordinator, knows the plays like the back of his hand, but when you've got Jordan Sievert and you still have the athletic ability that John Rhodes has, this is the kind of package where you can get Rhodes in the ball game and then later on in the season throw some packages in there a la Jackson Shipley for the University of Texas, where a receiver can line up in the slot or split out wide and actually throw the ball downfield. So a good opportunity here for John Rhodes. Leading 40-0 are the Westlake Chaparrals over the Trojans, and we see a lot of substitutions here for both ball clubs on 2nd down and 5. Pistol formation here, and the handoff will go to the near side. This time, shucking one tackler at the 35, out to the 40. Stepping out of one tackler here is Keith Carter. Carter still on his feet, breaks it inside the numbers, back to the 40-yard line in Trojan territory before he's brought down, and it's not Keith Carter. It's not 21, it's 31. Elliot Condos with a great run. First down Westlake, a pickup of 29 yards. Doesn't matter if it's 21 or 31. Either way you slice it, these guys can absolutely run the football.
Yeah, Condos, I don't know how many times I have to say it. He's just fun to watch run the football. I didn't even really have to look at the number. I just saw the running style and thought that has to be Elliot Condos. Terrific run. You see on the replay just the broken tackles and the desire for more yardage, and that's what Elliot Condos brings to this backfield. He really is a spark of energy when he is in there.
Rhodes, the quarterback, a back on either side, 2 wide receivers to the far side left. Now zone replay. Rhodes is going to keep it. Rhodes inside the 35-yard line, spins out of one tackler at the 31, dives forward to the 29-yard line, and picks up yardage down to the 28. So not only Jordan Sievert with the big body, John Rhodes at 6'2" can actually get in there and mix it up in between the guards and tackles. And it's a 9-yard run for Rhodes, and it's 2nd down and 1 for the Chaparrals here, leading 40-0 in the fourth quarter inside 9 minutes to play.
It'll be interesting to see on this drive if up 40-0 with 9 minutes left. Obviously the coaches want the clock to run, but at the same time, do you want to get another backup quarterback some chances to throw the football and see what he can do in the passing game?
Darren Shaw's got to know that they've got to be able to develop a throwing quarterback. You know, Rawlings can throw the ball, but he is much more of a runner. This presents an opportunity, should the inevitable happen, with Jordan Sievert with that big body, and sometimes they ask him to run just a little bit, and you just never know when the injury bug could bite your quarterback, and this is just such a great time to get that opportunity as Keith Carter finishes off the run, and it's one running back tackling another running back as Daryl Bunton slaps Keith Carter on the helmet, congratulating him after finishing that run inside the 25 to the 24-yard line, and it's another first down for Westlake.
Yeah, it's just so hard to be a starting tailback, the feature back in an offense, and also start on defense, and that's what Daryl Bunton has to do with the limited numbers on this Anderson football team.
A back on either side on first down and 10. The ball inside the 25-yard line at the 24. This time yet another zone read. Rhodes cradling the football inside the 15, still on his feet inside the 10, down to the 9, to the 8-yard line, and it's a first down run yet again for John Rhodes, and this time a huge gain down to the 8-yard line, and it's first and goal for Westlake. That is a 15-yard pickup and a first down. 16-yard pickup and a first down.
And John Rhodes just taking the holes that are there on this offensive line, really has done a great job all night. You know, this is one of the best performances we've seen from this offensive line this season, opening up holes for the running backs, and then now John Rhodes getting his turn to take advantage of those holes and get some nice rushing yardage here in the fourth quarter.
Taylor Marks in the ball game as well. We see him at backup guard as we have Taylor Works and Taylor Marks, two Taylors there. Inside handoff here, and Elliot Condo's trying to work his way inside the 5-yard line. There's that desire you speak of, and he just finds a way to just squeak out a couple of extra yards on first and goal as he's got the ball inside the 4, down to the 3, and it's second and goal for Westlake. And you just have this idea of Elliot Condos when you close your eyes as you're listening to our broadcast of just a beast of a running back that has absolutely no will to go down. You have to have not one, not two, but as many tacklers as possible if you're him. And that's something that Keith Carter mentioned as well. No one tackler should ever get me down. And that is definitely a theme for the fraternity that is the Westlake backfield here in 2012.
Yeah, we haven't seen Elliot Condos be taken down at the point of initial contact yet on a carry this season, I don't think.
Second and goal from the 3. This time the handoff will go straight up the middle, angling for the end zone and diving for it at the 1-yard line. And it's Keith Carter for the second time of the half, the second time of the night. The senior tailback and chap of the week is into the end zone. Touchdown, Westlake.
Well, just a methodical drive for the Westlake offense, for some of the reserves on the offensive line, and for John Rhodes, a nice drive to get in this ball game and successfully move the ball down the field. But it's those tailbacks that play so much. You know, we talked about before the game, 6 tailbacks averaging over 5 yards a carry, and certainly a great weapon. Many weapons that this Westlake offense has.
Michael Barton sends the extra point up through the uprights. It is good. With that, 6:32 remaining in the ball game. Westlake 47, Trojans nothing. This is Westlake football.
Good running backs, and they talk about those guys being able to share the carries and being worried about, you know, who's getting the carries and all that. Well, we're doubling that with 6 guys, and it's been a really refreshing thing for our football team to have a group of running backs like that range all the way from sophomores to seniors who unselfishly have played a role and understand the importance of them doing so for us to play a long season and to stay healthy.
This winter, prepare to be amazed as Elisa's Dance Academy and the Westlake Symphonic Orchestra come together to perform a variety of holiday favorites. Join us December 6th, 7th, and 8th as the Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew and Lexus of Austin present the Nutcracker Spectacular. Tickets are on sale now. Get them online at WHSTEC.com or by phone at 474-5664.
The Domain scoring drive led by John Rhodes exclusively. 9 plays, 88 yards, a 3-yard touchdown run by Keith Carter, his second of the half, his second of the game. And for the Westlake Chaparrals, and Keith Carter came into the game with 2 touchdown runs. He's going to leave with 2, so he's matched his season total here tonight, and he's done it all from point-blank range. What a night for the Westlake running attack. Elliot Condos, Keith Carter, along with Chris Canner as well. We've seen just a ton of opportunity, and Ben Slaughter with a couple of touchdown scores as well. It has just been a night for the backfield here as, once again, surprise, surprise, Michael Barden kicks it out of the back of the end zone, but this time it actually hit at the 1-yard line and then took a hop into the end zone. So it will be a touchback here. Of course, the Salon at the Domain scoring drive presented by Salon at the Domain. At the Salon at the Domain, it's not just about hair, it's about confidence. Search Facebook for Salon at the Domain and like their page now. The Salon at the Domain, located next to Dillard's in the Domain Shopping Center, next to Maggiano's Italian Restaurant. First down and 10 for the 25-yard line for the Anderson Trojans. It will be Kirby Hill to once again take snaps for the Anderson Trojans. This time the handoff goes to Ortiz, and Ortiz wrapped up immediately. Michael Edwards along with Canyon Mansky just tossing him to the ground, along with a sophomore, Daniel Aidman. Aidman there first. Wow, what a play. You can see exactly why this young man, even though a young sophomore, already has a blocked punt, and he almost gets Ortiz to get rid of that football at the end. In fact, Ortiz did lose the football after he hit the ground. Just a great play by the sophomore, Daniel Aidman, and you can see exactly why that young man is on varsity. A loss of 4 yards back to the 22-yard line.
We talked so much about Elliot Condos playing with attitude. Well, Daniel Aidman, we haven't seen him a lot this year. Didn't see him a lot early in this ball game, but he plays with that attitude, and we've seen him have big hits this season. We've seen him make big plays right there, fighting through a block and bringing the ball carrier down. Just a nice play there by the sophomore.
Kirby Hill just with one back to his left. That's Ortiz. They're going to hand it off to Ortiz straight up the gut with room across the 25 to the 30-yard line, out to the 31-yard line before he's brought down there by John Dodd. Luke Womack and Noah Thompson enjoying pleasantries there on the sideline, getting some opportunities to take a breather here with 5:21 to play and the clock moving. And after second down and 13, we actually get a third and manageable here as the ball's marked out at the 32-yard line. So it'll be a third down and 3 situation here with just over 5 minutes to play in the ball game. Westlake leading 47-0. Splitting out to the far side is Jacob Ingling, sophomore, getting an opportunity here for the Trojans. Ortiz and a hard count there. It looks like might be a free play and will be a free play. Ortiz trying to turn the corner and does. First down yardage or more to the 40, 45, and he's brought down just shy of midfield as he's out of bounds, and this will be a late hit out of bounds for the Westlake Chaparrals. It's not one but two, make it a third flag thrown in front of the Anderson bench at the end of that Ortiz run. So it was a free play to begin with as the hard count in the backfield from Kirby Hill. Hill got everybody in motion along the defensive line. It was a free play, and then another 15 yards will be tacked on to it as we get our head referee's thoughts in just a moment.
And they'll decline the offsides penalty and then the 15 yards.
There are 2 fouls on the play. There's a live ball foul that is offside against the defense. That will be declined. Then there's a dead ball personal foul. That will be enforced from the end of the run.
So the end of the run is good, as Mike Barrett informs us, and we have to inform you that with 4:44 to play here in the ball game, this would be the first time the Anderson Trojans on offense have been inside Westlake territory. Down to the 36-yard line in Chaparral territory with Kirby Hill at the helm. A wide receiver split out here to the near side left. Xavier Garcia, the tight end, to the left. One receiver to the far side right. The short side of the field in front of the Anderson bench on 1st and 10 from the Westlake 36-yard line. In the shotgun with a back on either side. The handoff will go to Ortiz. Ortiz inside the 35 to the 34-yard line, where he's brought down there by Michael Edwards along with Bennett Huddleston and John Dodd. So a smattering of starters and backups in the ball game. But when it comes to this Westlake defense, John, there's a lot of guys that can just flat out play. You can't really look at them as first team or second teams. The wind has picked up a little bit. It's blowing on a sideways direction, so it's a crosswind from the visitor side of Chaparral Stadium to the home side. So it will be blowing right to left as you imagine it here. And of course, no doubt Anderson trying to put 6 on the board instead of 3, but they're in field goal range for Frank Bells, a receiver each way. Garcia tight end to the right this time in the formation. And now here's the shotgun snap. It's just a quarterback keeper off right end. Coming in and trying to make the hit. It's a cluster of tacklers at the 31-yard line. Coming in and making the hit on the back end of the pile for the Westlake Chaparrals was Austin Carrasquillo. Carrasquillo getting some playing time here as well. As you can see, number 45 just kind of get in there as the scrum swelled at the 31-yard line. Let's go down to the sidelines at Abe Garcia. Abe.
Joe, even though the game's out of hand, 47-0 with 3 minutes since corner, Jeff Joseph were pretty upset on the offside call and that personal foul. They still want their defense to play hard, even with the game's out of hand.
3rd down and 5 here. A 5-man front. And the blitz look, this time the handoff goes to Darrell Bunton. Bunton just off right tackle as he bounces outside the right hash mark, inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. And it is shy of a first down. So we'll see what the Trojans want to do here. As will they try as a... We'll see where the ball is marked, and it is marked just inside the 30-yard line, the nose of the football at the 29 along the right hash mark.
Yeah, these Westlake coaches, they definitely want the shutout. So they're going to be just as engaged right now with 3 minutes left as they would be in the first quarter. And you know this first-team defense also wants their first shutout of the season.
From the right hash, the Trojans are going for it. A receiver each way, a back Bunton to the left of Kirby Hill. And now a timeout will be called by Anderson. We will take it as well. 2:30 to play here in the ball game. Westlake leading Anderson 47-0.
Timeout.
Live from Chaparral Stadium. This is Westlake football.
First timeout of the half.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
The Friday night lights at Chaparral Stadium, 47-0, and now it will be a Blake Allen 46-yard field goal try. Here's the snap. The snap is down. Blake Allen puts his right foot into it, and from 46 yards out, that sucker is good. Wow, what a kick by Blake Allen from 46 yards out into a crosswind. 2:23 to play in the ball game, and Anderson is on the board. Westlake 47, Anderson 3. This is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45 Steak for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
The Salon at the Domain scoring drive as we welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium. A 7-play, 46-yard drive, and Anderson gets on the board with a Blake Allen 46-yard field goal out of a timeout, and it was good from at least 50 with a crosswind blowing right to left, and he definitely used the wind to his advantage as he started that kick right, and it came left. Now Allen will try the onside kick, and he'll just pop it up. As it looked like he tried to down it. Canyon Mansky will field it at the 25-yard line. Now trying to shake tackles. Gets back to the 25. Still on his feet at the 26. And now he will be brought down. And Westlake will have an opportunity to scrimmage with 2:14 remaining in the ball game. As Westlake will take over after giving up just the 3 points. And what a 3 points it was. And you have to get excited for the Anderson Trojans, as that's kind of one of those moments that Darren Shaw was talking about. What are you going to be remembered for, Mr. Allen, a senior? Well, you're going to be remembered from the Westlake game for drilling a 46-yarder in your senior season at Chaparral Stadium. And that's the internal individual effort that you have to give, even when a game is much out of hand as this one is. 47-3, you still have to have that concentration. A back on either side of John Rhodes as we get a look again at the junior. The handoff will go to Chavez. Chavez still nursing that hamstring as he's part of this fraternity of backfield mates. A gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Chaparrals as the clock continues to move inside 2 minutes to play.
You'll have to pardon me for the obscure reference I'm about to make, but I remember back in 2004 watching the Oklahoma-Nebraska game in Norman.
Imagine that. Imagine that it's a Nebraska
First year under Bill Callahan, getting absolutely destroyed in Norman. It was 30-0. The game was winding down. Nebraska had the ball with it was under a minute left in the football game. Bill Callahan, they had a couple of plays and got down into field goal range, long field goal range, but nevertheless took a timeout with only a few seconds left, kick a field goal, and it was almost like they had won the football game, and OU was disappointed they didn't get the shutout.
Second down, and once again the zone read will go to Alex Chavez. A stutter step at the 30, cuts it back inside the numbers and lunges forward to the 35, and finally brought down as he finishes the run at the 36-yard line. And nice running there by Alex Chavez for the first down. The clock will stop with 1:17 to play, and getting an opportunity to check into the ball game for the Westlake Chaparrals is Grayson Cook. We saw him a lot last week. Russell Pape along with Brendan Cox, who has himself a touchdown grab tonight.
And you know I wasn't going to make it through a broadcast
no,
without mentioning either Nebraska or Baylor.
Yeah,
right?
not with the huge Rolodex of Nebraska Cornhusker factoids that exists in your head.
Well, I got to mention Bryce Hager as well.
There's not enough room here in the broadcast booth.
Bryce Hager for Baylor starting tomorrow, as he's done all year, leads the Big 12 in tackles, 13.5 tackles per game, playing like his daddy Britt, no doubt.
It's a delay of game there on the offense, so it'll back him up 5 yards on first down and 10 as Rhodes just tried to take a knee but didn't do so quick enough. 45 seconds now. The clock continues to run. Racing off field here to the near side is Elliot Condos, and he's able to make it that direction. It'll be just a handoff here, and this should do it. Another kneel down here only hurts the rushing totals on the night for the Chaparrals, as no doubt this will be the final kneel down of the ball game. Inside 25 seconds to play. Make sure you stay tuned for our BMW of Austin drive home on our radio broadcast, of course, on our WestlakeNation.com website, and of course on the Shap app. You'll hear the post-game thoughts of one Darren Allman. But with that, the clock will move inside 10 seconds. Both teams will head to the midfield stripe and the Westlake logo. They will shake hands. Another district victory and another defeat of the another defeat of the Anderson Trojans at the hands of the Westlake Chaparrals. Once again, the men of Troy go home on their shields, this time at Chaparral Stadium. Your final score is the clock hits 0. Westlake defeating Anderson 47-3. We'll have the thoughts of Darren Allman coming up after this 60-second timeout. Again, the final score from Chaparral Stadium, Westlake 47, Anderson 3. This is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45-STEAK for reservations or visit us online at VinceYoungSteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
We welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium on Ebby Neptune Field. The 2012 Westlake Chaparrals in their usual post-game ritual as they gather themselves right around the 40-yard line, coaches and players alike, along with the training staff. And they send a quick note upstairs. And now we will have the head, as we take a look at some of the graphics here, as we wait on Darren Allman for his post-game thoughts. And we take a look at the Westlake Chaparral record. For the first time this season, the Westlake Chaparrals, since the opening week against Cedar Park, they go 1-0, and that was the last time that the Chaparrals were above 500 as they lose 3 in a row. Temple, A&M consolidated here at home at Cibolo Steel, and then the back-to-back wins over Bowie and Aikens, and now Anderson with a 47-3 victory here. The Chaparrals take their 2012 record to 4-3 with a date at Del Valley a week from tonight, October 19th. We'll be live on the air at 7 o'clock, 7:30 for the kickoff there. And the Del Valley Cardinals fresh off laying 57 points on this Anderson Trojan defense. Anderson putting up their most points of the season in that ball game with just 14. But 57-14 will not get it done against Del Valle, and what could be a huge shootout in District 15 5A a week from tonight. But the alma mater playing for the Westlake Chaparrals, and we will await the final word from Darren Allman, who no doubt very happy with the combined effort tonight, as we get a good look at the entire team, the 2012 varsity, along with the cheering section, not only the cheerleaders but the yell leaders as well. We'd like to thank everybody who had a hand in this broadcast tonight, not only on the radio but also on television as well. The good folks at Chaps TV, led by Jeff Strains and David Poole, but of course it's the kids that do it all. The Westlake students here in the Technical and Entertainment Crew. Once all the plugs are plugged in, once all the switches are on, the adults drop everything, and it is a completely student-run broadcast outside of us. Even though sometimes we act amateur, we are definitely not, but we combine for this effort on a weekly basis, and you can catch all of the sights and sounds on YNN Sports Channel 1509. That's 9 a.m. on Sunday mornings, Time Warner Cable Channel 1509 in the HD tier. You can watch this broadcast in high definition as we await the thoughts for the head coach of Darren Allman, and Darren Allman now making his way to Abe Garcia. Abe down on the sideline with the head coach.
District play with another strong performance by your team. You face a very improved and up-and-coming Del Valle team next week. What are you looking to improve this coming week in practice for next week's road game?
Well, we've got to keep playing good defense and good run defense, and I think we'll match up well with them. You know, they've got great speed, obviously, and you know, we have to contain them and keep from giving up the big play. And offensively, we've got to get better. You know, I think we've done that over the last couple of weeks, but we've still got some big steps to take offensively, and special teams are playing pretty good right now. So just keep on improving one game at a time, and you know, they all take effort, and you know, things don't just happen. People go make things happen, and that was the case tonight. You know, we had some guys make some plays, and we'll have to continue doing that next week. But they are much improved. We've got our work cut out for us.
Will we see Sean Rawlings next week?
We're not sure. You know, that'll be kind of week to week on him. We're you know, we're going to take all precautions on him, and we felt like he maybe could have gone this week, and but you know, we're going to take precautions on him and just see. He's fine. He's going to be fine. You'll see him again. I don't know if it'll be next week.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much.
All right, thank you so much. The thoughts of the head coach of the Westlake Chaparrals, Darren Allman. You heard about Sean Rawlings, and it gives us the opportunity to really talk about it, John, because concussions are at the forefront of the game of football, no matter what level we're talking about. And, of course, the NFL, the most high profile. But Sean Rawlings diagnosed with concussion-like symptoms. That was the reason he did not play tonight after that electric performance against Aikens. As we welcome you back inside the UFCU broadcast booth, Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Your thoughts on tonight's win? Again, another complete win for the Westlake Chaparrals, but still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, the Westlake Chaparrals, they did what they needed to do. That's really what we're going to say throughout the district schedule until they meet Lake Travis in early November. Do what you have to do. They took care of the football. They played great on defense, which they did last week as well. That's what they did last season during district play. Played great on defense, and the questions are not going to be answered until they see Lake Travis. But they did what they needed to do, got a solid win here tonight against Anderson.
The defense only allows 3 points. Next week, the job gets a little bit tougher for the Chaparrals as the Del Valle Cardinal have come out of nowhere in the 5A ranks here in District 15 5A. They are on the road, are the Westlake Chaparrals. Until then, Westlake and Del Valle next week, 7 o'clock for the kick, 7:30 for the kickoff. And, of course, you can rewatch this broadcast on YNN Sports Cable Channel 1509 as Westlake defeats Anderson here at Chaparral Stadium 47-3. For John Nidell, Abe Garcia, and all the good folks at Chaps TV, I'm Joe Taylor. We say goodnight from Chaparral Stadium. Again, the final score, Westlake victorious for its 3rd district win in a row, 47-3, as they are victorious over the Trojans of Anderson High School. This is Westlake football.